Why hello everyone. It is time for Final Fantasy. I really don't need to explain this game, I'm sure. We all know what this is. We all know the big hubbub about, hey, it's only coming to PC and mobile. But hey, I am a fan regardless, and I've purchased this game more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, if you count all the different compilations. So, Final Fantasy was first released in 1987, I think, on Famicom. I'm not going to go down the whole history because I will butcher it, and someone more pure than me will be very upset by that. But what I am excited for is, originally this was on NES. I didn't play it there. The first time I played this was on the PlayStation 1 with Final Fantasy Origins, not to be confused with Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise. The upcoming, Team Ninja game that they're putting out. But what I'm excited for is because this is very similar to the PlayStation 1 version, where instead of using MP, which the Game Boy Advance, Dawn of Souls, and every other release since then has used as a traditional magic point system, this actually includes the original cast per day system, which is more in tune with actual Dungeons and Dragons was at the time, where if you're a cleric, you get, as you level up, you get more cast per day of a spell level. So a level 1 spell, maybe you can only cast it 2 times to start off with, but as you level up, now you can cast it 4 times or 8 times. But then you can cast a level 2 spell once per day or twice per day. Very Dungeons and Dragon-esque, which was, a lot of fun because there's a lot more strategy involved than hey, let me just dump all my MP into my super powerful spells. You only get 1 super powerful spell per day, when you first unlock that spell. And per day translates to this and is going to an inn and resting. So, in every dungeon, if you only have 2 casts of raise or resurrection or whatever, that you are going to cherish that. And, if it's MP, you pop a potion, then you're good to go and you can use it over and over again. So it adds a nice bit of challenge that I look forward to playing and enjoying. So, or I should say, I enjoyed it on PlayStation 1 back in the day when I first played it. So, hopefully I still enjoy it, but other than that, I do look forward to the rearranged music because Final Fantasy is nothing if not for Nobuo Uematsu and his wonderful music. I honestly just don't think that Final Fantasy would have made as big of a mark on the world as it did had the music not been in place. So, it'd just be a standard RPG. Hey, Callisti, how's it going? Happy to have you joining. So, we are going to get started. I just had a bit of talk about this, how I'm excited. So, let's see. And I have not actually played this yet. I booted it just to make sure everything was working. So, I am kind of excited to see what we've got going on in here. There's configuration, keyboards, display, borderless windowed, set that up. Yeah, I don't care about that. Language settings, have it set to English. And I did go in and I read on... I'm doing good, thank you for asking, Callisti. I was very excited all day to get home and play this, despite having played this probably about 6 or 7 times across different platforms, but hanging out with the music of this game always just makes me feel good. It's a very, very straightforward game, too, so, I know it's not heavy on story, but sometimes it's nice to just get into an RPG and be able to just clobber stuff left and right, or, blow it up with fire spells. So it was nice to be able to just kind of tune out and just be an adventurer, if you will. Not get bogged down with story and lore and all that other stuff. Let's see, so keyboard settings, I'm not going to worry about this because I'm using my handy-dandy DualShock 4 for this. Seemed to be working just fine when I went into play earlier, just to test it, so I'm sure there'll probably be some wonkiness, but I did find a fun little thing online where apparently I could swap out the font with the Japanese font, and the English characters that it uses for that font face is a little bit more palatable versus what everyone's freaking out about. So, as much as I'm sure it's fine, if I can make it look a little bit prettier or a little bit happier, cool. Alright, so that's all set up. I'm not worried about privacy. We got a bestiary, music player, and gallery. Wow, they just automatically... Okay, so 1987 was the opening, so that is pretty nice to see that they have this massive gallery in here. So that's really cool, actually. I didn't even know that they were putting this in here. I knew about the bestiary, so high text should be... And the fun thing with Final Fantasy, I'm sure you know, hopefully, you know, everyone has some base familiarity with it at this point, but, I mean, it originally was built to be Japan's take on tabletop Dungeons and Dragons, so there's a lot of vague statements or generic, you know, air quotes, generic fantasy in here. Because it is pulling from a game that's, you know, supposed to be build your world. So you'll see, like, Sahagins and tiger sharks and skeletons, all these staples of Dungeons and Dragons had you played it before. But then, obviously, you have your Final Fantasy flair added on top of a lot of this stuff. That's really nice. Rakshasa is a very classic Dungeons and Dragons character, so... Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love more so than anything in storytelling is getting different people's iterations on things. Because it's very fascinating to me how, you know, you can have 6 people in the room that all see the same thing, and then there's 12 different takes on what they saw, you know? So it's fascinating to me that using the same source that so many different people through different perspectives and lenses can come up with such dramatically different items. Alright, I'm not going to go all the way through these, but that's really cool. I did not know that we had that in there, especially because they have the music player in here, which is nice. Because who doesn't enjoy some good old-fashioned town music? Fun little animation going on. It's such a peaceful music. Actually surprised because Mount Gulg originally was like a 27-second loop. So, ooh, that sounds so different with the new arrangement. And I thought I saw something that they have a like a time loop thing where it should melt from the original 8-bit music into the new arrangement and back. So that'll be fascinating to see how that plays out. And then last, the bestiary. I killed a couple imps, so my guess is... or goblins, so... Oh, that's really cool. So aside from being able to pull them up... And this was in the Game Boy Advance version, I want to say. The Dawn of Souls. What I'm not used to seeing is the giant map that shows you where they're at in the world. So that's pretty cool if you wanted to farm them for whatever reason. Ooh, I didn't even think about the summon animations. If it's called Final Fantasy, how come there is one of them? There's one of them, so that's why it's called Final Fantasy. So, I need help. What am I making here, people? What would you like to see adventuring in the world? By default, I have Warrior, Thief, White Mage, Black Mage. Gotta have a Red Mage. I've never used a Red Mage when I play this. Red always felt like a half-assed, half this, half that class to me. Like, choose. Don't just sit there in the middle. Make a decision. Alright, so I'll throw in a Red Mage just for you, bot. Callisti, is there any class you would like to see represented in here? Always go with the classic combo: Warrior, White Mage, Black Mage, and Thief. I'll tell you what, I will stick with the Warrior and White Mage. I feel like having a Red Mage is going to negate my need for a Black Mage. And I think I might try a Monk. I don't know if I've ever done a Monk. I have done a Thief, though. Let's see, so I will name you Bot. You're Bot. Yes. Callisti, you are my moral support, so you will be the White Mage here. Yeah, Kallisti. Yeah, I got that right. Monk. Punk the Monk. Now I just need a final hero, and I don't know. If you were a job class, what job class would you be? If I was a job class, I would be a mail carrier. But I don't see that in the game. Hubert, Loris, Aeneas, Morgan, Aeneas, Claire, Andy, Claire, Rico. I don't like any of these names. Bongo what? That is a good name for a white mage, to the prettiest one. Oh, is that what that means? I was unfamiliar. I will go with Bongo. His last name is Football. I will not be putting that in there, though. So we got Bongo, Bot, Kallisti, and Punk. Punk the Monk. Alright, I think we have a good team going, right? So, let's see how this adventure goes. Begin the game with this party. Doom and gloom ravages the land. The world lies shrouded in darkness. There is a sandy region, but the wind die. The winds die. I was going to say the wind dies, but I guess the winds, plural, die. All of them. The seas rage. Earth's rot. What is it? Oh, the earth decays. Coconut freaks the freak out. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear. ... And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. Known as blue, orange, pink, and green. And then a menu. Fall upon the land. Yeah, I'm mimicking. There's a this game's got that crystal indeed. On Final Fantasy III soundtrack, which is an excellent soundtrack, they do intros and then they batch the songs in like 3 or 4 songs on the original CD. But each one has like this super overdrought response, and it's just all doom and gloom, and it's fantastic. It puts me in a mood, so doing my best to emulate that wonderful album. I don't know why she freaked out. I put down the bed thinking that they would enjoy the bed, but then I just saw her freaking out. And I'm not sure if I like this. In the top right corner, they put a mini-map. Which thankfully the chat is hiding from me, so thank you, chat. You are the true heroes. The true MVPs of the day. The king is searching for the prophesized warrior of light. Those crystals, could it be? My sister, I want my sister. Yeah, that mini-map changes so much for me now. I think I'm gonna see if I can disable that. The king is searching for the prophesized warriors of light. I guess I should go up and talk to the king, because we're prophesized. Oh, I completely forgot that, this music's wonderful. I already love it. The Final Fantasy Origin that's coming out, Strangers of Paradise, or Stranger of Paradise, I forget which. That's basically a retelling of this. Like, I knew that at the time, but I forgot about it till just now. The king is searching for the prophesized warrior light. You must see the king. Yeah, I'll do that. Welcome, travelers. I'm told you carry crystals. Is this true? Bing! Blue, green, orange, and red. Or pink. It's just as Liu Kang's prophecy foretold, when darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by the prophecy. Surely they have light bulbs, but that can't necessarily be all, can it? Yet they stand before us with the crystals. I cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence. Crystal bearers, there is a task I would ask of you. Will you rescue my daughter, Sarah? Garland, a knight once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. Ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty, the King of Cornelia. Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine, which lies to our north. Why would you name it the Chaos Shrine? That's just asking for trouble. Anyways, of course we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. I have heard that you wish to journey to the continent to our north. The bridge leading north was lost long ago, making passage impossible. I have a fluffy cat right here, so he is distracting me. If you can rescue Sarah, I will have the bridge rebuilt as a token of my gratitude. That's messed up for your people, man. What if they wanted to travel north? Go now, warriors of light, and do not fail me. And that's what I love about this game. Oh, there's definitely a kitty boot there. Is that's the story. Now I can just go loose in the world and tear up. Defeat monsters. And beware of Crazy Horse. Bongo, attack. Bot, attack. Kalisti, you don't have magic yet, so don't worry about it. Attack. And Punk. Punk the monk. Get in there punching. Alright, so thankfully, this is not based on the FF1 NES version or Famicom, because normally attacks just hit the abyss. So it's nice to know that that is not the case here. Like if I attack the same enemy with 3 people and he dies, the second 2 people just attack blank space. So it's nice to know that that is not the version that we're on. You must always give the kitties pets. Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of that game. And there is an auto attack. You see that flashing blue in the top left corner? That is me setting auto battle just to knock out these goblins, because it's not that complicated yet. The 14th Final Fantasy, you might want to recheck your numbers. Because I'm pretty sure the 14th Final Fantasy is probably actually like Final Fantasy 9. Alright, let's see if we can go into town and get some spells. This is Cornelia, the city of dreams. Hi there, I'm a dancer. What's that? You want to dance with me? Hee hee. No, I didn't say that at all, lady. Why are you insinuating that? Restore the crystals to grace. How do you know I'm the crystal bearers? Oh, please, you must rescue the princess. Of course I need to. The king truly believes in Liu Kang's prophecy, that the warriors of light will come to save the princess. Yeah, the auto battle function is definitely welcome. Alright, so I will teach... Ooh! I forgot about that. That in this game, if you have not played before, you're only allowed 3 spells per level. Per, whatever level magic that is, so you can't just buy every spell for everyone. Forgot about that. So Cure and Protect I will give to the Red Mage. And then he can learn one black spell. Quarters? Games don't use quarters anymore, good nice bot. Thank you for trying, though. Yes, this has 17 sphere grids on top of each other. Oh, that's right. I don't have a black mage because you told me to make a red mage. So focus is lower evasion, sleep, puts them all to sleep, fire. I'll go with fire because I like to burn undead. That should be useful. Thank you. Weapon license? Sir, it's America. It doesn't require a license to carry a weapon here. Thank you. Nunchucka. So I will buy a hammer. Wow, these things are super cheap. I feel like they lower the cost of stuff with this game compared to other releases. Thanks. Alright, so we will go into our menus. Let's equip Bongo. Give you that knife. Give you a rapier. Shield, none. Arms, none. Oh, they added an optimal. That's cool. Wow, they're getting in and automating shit just so you can just get down to business, huh? So status, Bongo, I can view their HPs, which does not go up when you level. Good to know. We'll put the white mage down there just for a mental configuration. So cursor memory, I like yes. Auto battle, no. I'll turn that on when I want. Graphics display. I don't know how that looks in the stream, but personally, I'm not necessarily a fan of fake scan lines. Brightness. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy. It's supposed to be bright. Sound effects. I don't know why I said it that way. Sound effects. BGM volume. Gamepad settings. Keyboard. Okay, I already know all that. And, ooh, I have a quick save. Nice. I like quick saves. Let's see. Also, weapon lessons. Good. Final Fantasy XII was banned in the USA. Thank you, Joe. Uncle Joe is a wonderful man. We should all appreciate everything him and his staff have done. You all have clothes. I'm very happy for you. So, 2 of you can wear chainmail. Let's purchase that. Get some leather armor for Punk the Monk. Optimal chainmail, optimal leather armor. Good. And I guess the White Mage Khaleesi, you are just SOL when it comes to leather armor. It's just too heavy for you. Please rescue Lady Sarah. Oh, that's right. I forgot. When characters die in this, you actually have to go back to the church to resurrect them. Definitely another staple from Dungeons and Dragons, so that's pretty cool. Let's see if there's anything in here worth purchasing. Potion, Phoenix Sounds, okay. I really don't remember that being available right out the gate with the game. Or that changed. See, partially restores the party's HP, and then tents are restore all HP. Wait. Oh, HP, wow, okay. So HP, HP and MP, and then Cottage is both. Holy wow, that's a lot of money, though. No, thank you, good sir. Perhaps I will partake in your services at a later time. Goblins. Yeah, now I got some magic. Got some fire. Oh, I forgot I should have gone to the inn so I can get my HP back. I wonder what the orange dots are. Oh, I think those are locations I'm going to, looking at the mini-map. So Final Fantasy is a fantastic way to just vibe out. Because there's not a whole lot going on. Like, hey, I can cross this bridge or not. But Final Fantasy 1 and 3, I remember both being fairly open. So you can kind of just putz about and do what you want to have your own leisure, which is nice that I don't have anyone just screaming at me that I need to do X or Y and do it immediately. And then I'm forced through corridors and yada yada. But I do enjoy the rest of my Final Fantasies, but it is a nice change of pace, I should say. Yes, level up. Something that I've always enjoyed with the leveling system in this too is everyone is tied to the same XP, so provided no one's dead at the end of battle, everyone levels up at the same time all the time. So that's always nice to keep everyone in sync and have them level together, so I dig that. One other thing that... Hold on, it's a little bit louder than I intended it to be. Sorry about that. But the other thing that I appreciate with these games is technically the leveling is random. There's no sphere grid, unfortunately. But what is nice is that randomly you can get screwed. So every time you level up, it kind of rolls the dice, just like a normal D&D campaign would do. And normal D&D campaign, you roll the dice, a 6-sided dice, to see how much HP you add. There are modifications you can play where, hey, if you're a white mage, instead of rolling a 1d4 to see if you add between 1 to 4 HP, you just get the maximum every time. So that's one way of playing D&D. But this adheres more to the older style, where it's just a matter of, hey, I want to make sure that you might get screwed once in a while. So it rolls a dice, and like right now, Khaleesi, you got 1 stamina. If I were to reload the quick save and level up again, maybe you get 3 stamina and 2 agility. So it's kind of a fun way to keep it spicy, if you will. But I do want to go back to the inn and rest. And then I will adventure up to see the Chaos Shrine, if you will. What are all these little dudes? No, I know how to use equipment. Items, I'm good. To hear about monsters. And magic. Actually, what are you going to tell me about monsters? I am curious about that. There are many types of monsters and different types that have different weaknesses. Finding a monster's weakness will help you gain the upper hand in battle. For example, aquatic monsters are susceptible to lightning. Casting thunder on these monsters will deal particularly heavy damage. Some weapons are also more effective against certain monsters. But I will not give you examples on those. If that follows D&D by any logic, that means what? Crushing items like a hammer, blunt objects, I should say, are going to be better against skeletons because you can't stab a skeleton. It's just bone. There's no muscle to tear through with a sword. So usually crushing weapons are better against them. Alright, so that is done. And to my knowledge, they also added the ability to save anywhere. Yep. So I can make a permanent save right there in the world. Goody goody. Goody goody gumdrops. So let us venture north to the Chaos Shrine. Man, I really hope people don't continue to rag on this, because this is... personally, I kind of really like it. And by that I mean the visual look of it, so... It's pixely, but it's also not, like, rigid, if you will. It's definitely still got its harder edges to things, but I could see people being grumpy about, like, the monk's face, if you really want to get picky about her, you know, whatever. Punk the monk. Chaos Shrine. I love the first Final Fantasy a lot. I'm looking forward to playing 3. This will be the first 2D version. Yeah, I haven't, in the US it's the same thing. It never came out in English in any way, shape, or form. So, like, I don't even honestly think I've seen a fan sub for it. Definitely not at the time when it was current, or through the 90s or even early 2000s. At this point, I'd like to think maybe someone's translated it. But like Final Fantasy V is, you know, infamous for having its fan patch back in the day. And I played a ROM of it. Ooh, that was a fun transition effect. If I remember correctly, I don't want to rush right into Attack Garland. I remember that ending very poorly for me. Sorry, just checking my levels. Hi, Goya. I might be thinking later on in the game we come back here, but I might be thinking that maybe I am supposed to go straight to Garland right now. But why not roam around and kill a couple wolves? Get some XP, right? Yeah, I played the Final Fantasy III remake on DS, and I really hate that studio's take on those games. Like, they did the Final Fantasy IV 3D and the 4 Heroes of Light and Bravely Default. Like, I really don't like the style of those games at all. Shame on me, I know. But I didn't really care for it. But I still did play through that Final Fantasy III because at the time, it's the only way you could do it. Let's see, leather cap. That sounds like something punk. Yeah. Get your leather daddy on. Alright. Whoa, that is a big swath of enemies. Oh, I can't cast fire on everyone. Forgot that's not till later. Alright. Oh yeah, the PSP version of Final Fantasy IV is fantastic. The complete edition is what it was released as in the US, but... Ooh! Callisti, you got whopped on hard. Ooh, this battle's off to a bad start. Callisti, you're good at dodging, though. Alright, so... Kill a Warg Wolf with Bongo Bot. I need you to do me a favor, and I need you to heal Callisti. Punk. I'll just keep going for the wolves. And... Callisti, you go ahead and you do blink on yourself. You need to dodge a couple hits. Yes. Good job, Bot. Well, it's kind of cool. They you can't see because my picture's in the way, but they actually, once you queue up, I'll move this real fast. Once I queue up my attack, it actually saves what it's doing, so that's kind of fun. In case you screw up or whatever, you need to go back, or did I do this, did I not do it? So like, right now, Bongo, queue up attack, now you see it's lit up. Let's see, I have 2 more casts of cure. Bot, you go ahead and cure yourself. Punk, go ahead and make a hit. And you have 2 more cast Callisti, so let's go ahead and heal yourself. You go up to 88 HP. So that's cool to actually see it queue up on the lower right, the attack cure, so that's kind of fun. I like that. That's a fun addition. Let's go ahead and move me back to my corner where I belong. Kind of. Apparently I screwed that up, but whatever. No one's perfect, and definitely not me. Damn it, kids, this is why we don't do anything midstream. Never cross the streams. Alright. So we got that in place. Let's see. Bongo, save the day. Bot, I need you to cast some fire. Punk, punch things. That's what you do. All undead enemies. Yeah, see, I thought I remember skeletons being in here, but Maybe I'm thinking about later on when you come back to the Chaos Shrine. Alright, good job, group. We survived. Yeah, now I'm a little scared. I was going to think this game was going to be easy breezy, and then I have that nonsense going on. That was a hell of a round. Excuse me. It's not COVID, I swear. But I would also like to think you're at least 6 feet away from me, so. Potion. Tent. Can I use tents in here? No. Okay. Outdoors in the field. Okay. It's kind of weird is they let me kind of do like a... You can kind of move diagonal. I'll show you once we get back out there, but it looked really jarring because I'm not sticking to the grid. It's such a shame that it doesn't heal you when you level up. Come on, Bot, you only got 2 HP on that level? Ugh, Bot, you're going to be a problem. Look, Khaleesi got 3 HP. What are you doing? The white mage is making you look bad. You see what I mean by the diagonals? I mean, it's a nice improvement instead of having to specifically go up, specifically down, up, then down. Or, sorry, up, right, up, right, up, right. Just being able to cut diagonal. HPs are getting low. So quick saves I can hit. Alright, I'm going to leave because I'm a little worried about dying before I go through the last 2 corners and chests. Probably have one more good battle in me. But if I get jumped by the 9 again, I'm probably screwed. 2 hits. Nice. Way to go, Bot. Way to step your game out. Some might say you're a good, nice bot. I like that there's different transitions, too. So, like, on the world map, it does, like, the shaky and then zoom in. But inside the dungeon, it kind of did, like, a melting, raining block thing. Yeah, I don't know why everyone's complaining about this. That's whatever. It's everyone's just grumpy it's not on Switch. I get it. But not every game ever needs to be released on Switch, people. Once in a while, you can play a different console, like your Stream Deck. Which, hey, chat, you know, I think Khaleesi and Bot, you're both hanging out. Either of you picking up the Stream Deck? Or is that off your radar? Yeah, money is rough. Already pre-ordered. Which one did you order, Khaleesi? I originally did pre-order. All right, cool. Using the town as a full heal. I originally pre-ordered the super 512 gigabyte version, but then I canceled my pre-order because I don't play a lot of Steam games. Like, this is probably the first game I've played on PC in a lifetime, so if it gets more people playing games. Yeah, good man. Yeah, the 512 originally got me because I saw that they were doing like a special scratch-free screen or something like that too, and I just hated the idea that if I pick this up, that I know a better version exists. You know. What's Final Fantasy 14? Well, Bot, or I almost called you Bot. Good, nice Bot. But you're Bot in my heart, just so you know. Bot. But Final Fantasy 14, if I'm playing it, I'm playing it on PS4 or 5. I'm not gonna play that on PC at all, ever. So you're both Steamies. How about that? Oops, I didn't mean to defend. Let me go back. I didn't even realize I hit over. Yeah, I spend a lot of my day in front of a computer. Outside of streaming, I generally don't like to play games on my PC because I work a lot with computers, and I really get tired of it. And like for a long time, it used to be like the joke of the bad screen at work, but then the good screen at home, and you play video games all day, and you're still looking at a freaking screen. But honestly, lately, I haven't been playing a ton of games either. So it's not even like I'm going home and then spending all day in front of a TV screen playing video games. So I don't know. Maybe games just ain't good anymore. Ooh, Khaleesi, this is your time to shine. Let's go to your magic. Let's cast Dia. And tear these skellies up. Oh, it's just going to be the one. If I remember correctly, yeah, I was going to say that spell wrecks when you're going up against groups of undead. Only play Steam, and I play a lot with a controller on my TV. Yeah, I get that, but you still like go into settings and play with this. Like, I'm effectively playing a console game right now, but I had to go into settings, move some files around in order to get a better font to be visible and stuff like that. So, everyone defend. We'll let Khaleesi carry the team. Bam! Look at that power, Khaleesi. Look at you carrying the team. Your shoulders must be hurting right now. Sealed with a mystic key. Alright. A lot of retro games at the moment, to be honest. Yeah, I was listening to a podcast earlier that was talking about, what game was, they're going over beat-em-up games, which are pretty much just an old genre that doesn't really get revisited often. Now and then you'll get a throwback like Streets of Rage 4 just came out, but outside of that, like, there's really no modern beat-em-ups. It's just not a genre that gets tackled anymore. And, they're talking about all these Super Nintendo and Genesis games, and it's making me all weepy-eyed over here, remembering the good old days of plopping down with some Ninja Turtles and just bashing foot soldiers in the face with a katana, Those were good times. I enjoy those games. It does make me want to... miss the key. Damn it, so I went all that distance for no reason. Alright, I need to go back to town and heal up, because I'm not ready for a massive fight right now. I tend to have a game on each console on the go at a time. I am the same with books. I think the last game I played was River City Girls and Street Fighter 4. Yeah, Ninja Turtles on the SNES was awesome. Yeah, that new one, what is it, Shredder's Revenge? That looks super good. Like, I'm very excited for that in a way that I didn't think that I wanted. A Ninja Turtles, like, whatever reason, didn't even dawn on me that, like, oh, it'd be nice to, play some of these old games, but I have such a soft spot for those freaking Ninja Turtle games. And I was, actually have a vinyl record for the Hyperstone Heist on Genesis. Fantastic soundtrack. A lot of fun with that. Very chunky, as the Genesis tends to be. But it lends itself to Ninja Turtles pretty damn well, I think. Main working and played through Bucky O'Hare. Heard Bucky O'Hare was a beast of a game to play through. Assuming you're talking on NES. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim. That's another one, but you think about it, like, Scott Pilgrim, that game came out, like, 10 years ago. So, I mean, it's by no stretch of the imagination is Scott Pilgrim a recent game anymore. It just got a re-release, yeah, but, I mean, that's like saying that, this game is a current release. That's funny. If you look at the white mage, Khaleesi, it's kind of hard to see behind the chat, but it looks like you're giving the middle finger with your victory. Spoony bards indeed. I'm going to change your order so you can see you giving the finger next time. Let's do that. Bot, you're on bottom. Hope you don't mind. How far am I from level, actually? 13. Okay. I'm gonna get another level and then I'll go in. Good on you. Spoony Bard! That's Davey Go Boom. Hello, Davey. Spoony Bard is sleeping right there if you can see him in the picture. In the background. Yeah, I like this diagonal thing. Like, I don't even remember that on the GBA version. Maybe it's on the PlayStation version, or, God, I think the last time I played this, like, from start to finish, was Windows Phone. If you remember that back in the day, there was a Nokia Lumia. They had their Windows 8 phones, and they released Final Fantasy 1 exclusively on the Windows Phone. So, that's the last time I remember playing it from start to finish, because they had... Yes, I'm going to admit this. I played it specifically because it had achievements to unlock. That way I can boost my gamer score. Plus, I thought it'd be cool to get all the achievements in a Final Fantasy game. So. But, that being said, the Windows Phone was actually awesome. And I preferred it so much more to my Android and iPhone that I use now. The tile layout was fantastic for a phone. Horrible for a computer. Fantastic for a phone, though. So I did really enjoy my Windows Phone. It's a shame that it never got any support. So, you know, it's dead at this point. Look at Bongo pulling up with 25 HP. Khaleesi crushing it with another gain of, what was that, 24. Punk, admirable 30 HP. Let's see, what does BotBot come in with? Oh, look at that. That's actually somewhat decent for you. Not good with math right now. What is that, 26? So very respectable, BotBot. Thank you. Now let's go get everyone healed up and see if we can take on Garland. Ah, such wonderful music. There's going to be so many people grumpy that the music is not explicitly chiptune only in this. Whatever. People are going to be grumpy about anything. Let's not focus on them. Let's focus on this game is looking all sorts of beautiful. I'm enjoying the music. Sounds beautiful. And I am whipping this Goblin Guard's butt. We've got the bitchin' bestiary, the gallery, and the soundtrack, the music box to listen to. So, all of these things are fantastic. And purchasing the bundle on Steam, I did get all those soundtracks as if I didn't already own them like 18 times. But it gave me another copy of the soundtracks, but now it's going to be this version. So, that's also a win in my book. Ooh, Black Widow. Took a chunk off of Khaleesi. Alright, so we are level 7. Hopefully we are good enough for Garland. And then we can save Sarah. The king will have no choice but to exchange the kingdom for his daughter's life. Cornelia will be mine. It's actually pronounced Cornelia. Who's there? The king's lapdogs. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You really think that you have what it takes to cross swords with me? Very well, I, Garland, will knock you all down. Ooh, got a boss intro. Apparently stirred Goya with that villain monologue, if you will. Alright, so let's see. So, Bongo, let's go ahead and attack. Khaleesi, you will go ahead and blink because I don't want to chance you getting the crap knocked out of you and being down a white mage. Goya. Let's see. Punk, I guess punch things. BotBot. Let's see how fire does against Garland. Garland the Magnificent. Ha! That's right, you ain't got nothing on my blink. Khaleesi saw that coming. Garland. Alright, so I don't need blink again, and currently I don't think anyone needs a cure. No, BotBot's the lowest for 64, but he doesn't need health. Alright, so Khaleesi, I'm gonna need you to just take a swing at him. Punk the Monk, go ahead and get your attack. Bot. You know what? Your fire is pretty good. Let's do that again, Mr. Red Mage. 22. Ooh. Kallisti, you hit for 4. I'm going to need you to step up your hammer game. But Bongo got your back. Don't worry about it. Victory! Alright. Let's see what we got. Hi! Oh, you've come to rescue me? I am Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. Words could never be enough to thank you. That's the first time anyone's ever defeated Garland. You must allow me to show you my gratitude. Please accompany me to Castle Cornelia. Words mean things, lady. You better be careful. This is a PG stream, my friend. Thank you for returning my daughter to my side. There can be no doubt that you are the warriors of light from Lucan's prophecy. You should hear the prophecy in its entirety, if I may. When the darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now, I hear that a crystal can be found on the continent to our north. Restoring light to the crystals is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. I will have the bridge to the north rebuilt, as I promised. I pray that you succeed in restoring light to the 4 crystals, and to the world. Building a bridge up to the north. Wait, just a moment. Yo. This loot has been entrusted to the Princess of Cornelia for many generations. When he abducted me, Garland took this loot as well. I want you to have it. It may aid you on your journey. Key item, get! You obtain the loot. Haha, it's loot. You get it? Loot. Anyways. The dancing girl in town knows many odd bits of information. If you find yourself astray, try talking to her. She may know something that can put you back on course. Of course. The Warriors of Light. I can't thank you enough for saving Lady Sarah. Sure you can. You can give me gold and treasure. And loot! The beautiful loot handed down for generations to the princesses of Cornelia is said to have a unique power. Can shatter the gateway of evil. Damn, that's... And she just gave that to me? Okay. That seems like that's kind of a keepsake you'd want. Are you the Warriors of Light, the ones from Lucan's prophecy? Yes. Yes, we are. Not I. We are. Hello, Jane. I don't know how I could ever thank you for rescuing Sarah. Are you the queen? Are you a friend? Like, who are you, Jane? Jane said... No. Hey, I saved your sister. What's up? My sister's back, and it's all thanks to you all. And it's thanks to you all. I could just kiss you. Mwah! I thought you were underage. That may not be appropriate, my friend. But I appreciate your gratitude all the same. Alright, so how do I get up there? Is that down from here? Oh, there's a whole nother part of the castle here. Yes, we're the Warriors of Light. We saved Lady Sarah. Man, I really want to get back out to a Final Fantasy concert. This music just always catches me. I don't remember how to get to that other section of the castle. Assuming you can get up there. Well, there's a dude in there, and there's room, so my guess is you can get there somehow. Maybe... I think I remember being able to walk around back, but I think I remember coming here later on. Like, I have to come back for something, and then I can kick these open. Oh, whatever. We'll go check it out now, right? Hey, dude. Our ancestors sealed weapons within this treasure room 400 years ago. They then gave the key to the Elf King to hold until the coming of the Warriors of Light. Oh, okay. What about you, old dude? Our ancestors... Yeah, I know. That's what your clone over there just told me. Thank you, though. So, missed the key. Alright, so I need to kill the Elf King and then I can come back. Okay, good to know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cutscene! Orders from His Majesty were to do our part in, to fulfill Lucan's prophecy. Hammer, 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 we hammer all day. Hammer, 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 to toil we will away. Man, these are some busy workers. They built a bridge in like 6 minutes. Why have they taken so long? How come no tactics? Where is it? Why can't I play it? Because you don't own a PlayStation Vita, bruh. If you had a Vita, you could play tactics all day long. That shit's not on Switch. That's not on Steam Deck. That's not on Steam. You need to get a Vita. What does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? The 4 Warriors of Light are here. They're here. Sorry, they're here in Cornelia. Yeah, where's, I thought I remember a good old scroll. So let me go through here. I don't think there's anything I need to buy, because I tapped out all the towns. Got my white magic, black magic, swords, shields, all that's good. So I'll just hit up the inn, and then we'll head north. And if I remember correctly, that's when we get hit with a wall of text to say, you know, effectively, I think it's the opening scroll. So if this was a modern game, we just went through the tutorial. And now we will continue north or east, directly back into town. So as soon as we hit the bridge, there we go. And so their quest began. As the 4 Warriors of Light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task of destiny has placed before them. I'm going to wait till it goes up a little bit higher, because otherwise I'm going to keep stopping and guessing at words that aren't actually there, so... They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, held a light shone so brilliantly. The time for their journey had come. The time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into the light. Into light. Sorry, the microphone's blocking that section. I'm thinking Final Fantasy IV is what I'm thinking, where it has a very similar intro, with like the pixel background and then like the text just appears on screen. Or maybe I am thinking of Final Fantasy I, the original version, so, I don't know. I just like the music. Pure adventure. Good times. These games are good. Ooh, achievement unlocked. Hero's Journey. You can't see it, it's off screen. Sorry. Ooh, no, no. Calm down, BotBot. You hold on to that fire. Alright, give me 1 second, because I'm going... it's kind of bugging me. You can't see it on your screen, but when you're playing in window mode, there's a giant title bar on the top that keeps just... I don't know, ruining my mojo, Joe. So I'm going to go into settings. I thought there's somewhere where I can get into the video settings in here. Alright, so let's go into config. So I've got scan lines or no scan lines. Maybe I'll switch over to scan lines just so everyone watching can kind of get a feel for it. Alright, so we're going to go... I thought I'd just save. Whoa. So let me save, do a quick save. Hopefully it won't yell at me. So I'm going to go to config, return to title screen. Because I know I can get to it from here. So let's go to options, configuration, summon a Goya. So get rid of this borderless window because it's not borderless. There's a giant freaking border. And I will go with full screen. This will restart the game. Okay. So on your side, nothing changed. On my side, the screen just got bigger, more pretty. So let's go into bestiary now that we've done a couple things. Oh, check that. Oh, I missed something. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's not okay. Skeleton, Black Widow. Does this tell me what they drop? Weakness none, resistance none, spawn areas. So now I can look forward to those again. The Marsh Cave. Well, that's cool if I feel like being a purist and like checking to see if any enemies drop. Like the zombies drop a staff, which probably would be nice to have. Oh, I didn't realize that Garland dropped a longsword. I'll have to make sure I have that equipped. So I like that because it gives me something to complete. The music player continues being wonderful. And then the gallery. So for those of you who didn't see earlier, they just have a gallery with just all sorts of goodness that you can check out. So if you want to see, hey, the Mind Flayer that was designed for this, boom, there you go. Go along. And then if you want, you can go ahead and just get rid of the text and enjoy pretty pictures. So it's kind of a nice little perk. And actually, you know, I've seen a lot of these for Final Fantasy 1 a lot. From different books and Ultimanias and stuff like that that have been published. I have, what is it, the Yoshitaka Amano's The Sky, which is like a three-volume collection of art from the Final Fantasy games, which has some very wonderful art all the way up through, I want to say, Final Fantasy 9 that I remember. It might go past that, but I know I've definitely seen these more than enough, but I am excited to see as the series goes on Final Fantasy 2 through 6, more specifically 3, because I haven't really played the original 2D one, as Khaleesi mentioned before, and Final Fantasy 4, which is the first Final Fantasy that I ever played, so near and dear to my heart, so I do look forward to getting back to Final Fantasy 4, enjoying some of those little bonus things. But let's go ahead and load back up. Load times. Alright, like I said, let's go ahead and I'm going to turn on Classic, as they put it, which is also just scan lines, which, oof. I'll be honest, on my screen, I'm not loving it. Don't know how it's looking on your screen. Sorry, there's a Goya that demands attention. King Goya is about. See, 'cause the weird thing with the scanline version is it doesn't seem to... I don't know. It just looks weird to me, but we'll run with it for a minute, or 5, or 14. Ooh, ogres. I probably shouldn't be up here yet. Shit. I'll see if I can kill one. If I can kill one, then I'll stick around. Yeah, that's so funny. The white mage, whenever they cast, they look like they're giving the middle finger. Same thing from when they celebrate at the end of the battle. So it looks like Khaleesi is just really effing rude. That's funny. I'm not going to be able to unsee that at this point. Woof, these guys have some hit, or some HP. Who needs a heal? Well, I guess no one at the moment. So we'll just, Khaleesi, go ahead and hit it with a hammer. Punk, punch it. And bot, because I'm gonna find a town. Let's go ahead and use fire. Oh, when you use your hammer, you don't give people the finger. Don't worry, you'll do it when we're celebrating our victory in a moment. And it's just so funny to me because, like, they don't have a left hand. But then again, I guess, like, the red mage and the warrior are both doing both hands up. They're kind of like, hey, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. They're kind of doing that thing. The monk, you know, Punk's just got one hand up, but he's at least moving his... sorry, he's left-handed for some reason. I can't really do that successfully. And his right hand's still kind of moving up and down a little bit, but white mage is just right hand, boom. Boom. So rude. But it's also kind of funny. Thank you for that, Khaleesi. Ooh, Matoya's cave. Eno, Ludna, Lucknack. Swish, swisharoo. That broom not only is moving on its own, it's talking to itself. Thump. Ouch! My eye! My eye! Ouch! I can't see a blasted thing without my crystal eye! Who could have stolen it from me? Good thing you have Good Guys Inc. here to help you out. My eye! My eye! What are you, a crow? Alright, so I guess you need a crystal eye, or a crystal ball. Ooh, can I pilfer? Potion. Potion. Antidote. What about in these? Nope, nothing. Matoya's Cave has always had awesome music. I remember... Yeah, the scanlines are pretty bad, aren't they? So that's not just on my screen, okay. Because I'm looking at it, and it's not growing on me. It just makes this everything look kind of... I don't know. It also looks disjointed because, like, the mini-map and the rest of the windows just don't really get scanlined the same. I don't know why, but I'll go back. Because this is less jarring for me. But I'll be honest, good nice bot. I've never seen scan lines in a game that have worked for me. It's a nice gesture, given the nature of technology, and I understand that people want that nostalgic trip of like, hey, the way I used to play it, but I've just never seen it work. Frick, I don't remember where to go. I thought I remember there being a town with pirates. Alright. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not the same, and I'm not a purist by any stretch of the imagination, which is probably why I'm okay with playing this game and I'm having a good time. But I just, I don't know. I'm okay with things looking a little different. Scanline's trying to emulate a TV technology type that just they're not is never going to work, in my opinion. But hopefully, maybe there's someone out there that actually does enjoy it. I don't know. I'm making a lot of assumptions based off of me, but the world apparently does not revolve around me. And the world did not consult me before many things have been done, so why would they start now? No, I remember Crazy Horses beating the crap out of me. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be bad. Yes, good. Okay, this isn't so bad. Oh, maybe they just got a crit on me with that one. I remember being terrified of Crazy Horses, even though they have horns, and so they're probably... Oh, Khaleesi just took a womp. They'd be Crazy Unicorns, not Crazy Horses. Did I think I mentioned on the stream, but I'm super excited for November to get here, which is the first time in... since 2003, before I started working at my current job, where I've been excited for winter to come, because I will be receiving, I have ordered and paid for the Final Fantasy Theatrhythm arcade cabinet. And I am all sorts of excited for that. That area up there, by the way, is infamously known as the Peninsula of Power. And I saved before I went up here, so I should be okay, but let me show you something real quick if you're not familiar with this game. Yeah, I'm super stoked to get that cabinet. I'm not necessarily modest with my spending, but I normally don't buy egregious things by any means, but it's becoming... Oh, I'm a huge Winter fan, but my job has unfortunately made me, it's turned that time of year into stress for me, so this year is going to be a little different because I took a new role last year in November, so I can actually enjoy, I'm a little bit closer to a Monday through Friday, but normally with my job, when I hit this time of year, not this time of year, when I hit that, like, October, November, December phase, I get switched to 6, if not 7 days a week. I go from doing on normal, like, a 50-hour work week, probably closer to 80, and it's just expected at that point. So from it's prepping up until effectively Black Friday, and when you get from Black Friday until Christmas, it is no holds barred. Last year was even worse due to COVID and everything escalating. So it's just like it's turned into stress because of work. So yeah, it's effectively I don't have a life in winter, and I've just come to accept that. But I am excited this year because, like I said, 1, new position, 2, sorry I'm doing down here, so 1, new position, 2, in November, the start of November is when I should receive that cabinet. It has to ship from, it's coming from Japan, but like with shipping containers and like, I'm not sure if you follow any of the world news with like shipping, but aside from there being like a 3-month backlog, like in the US in particular, I learned that, not through my work, just through reading online, but in the US there is a stockpile of empty storage containers set to ship back to Japan or China or anywhere, but we don't export cargo here in the US. So since we don't export anything, they're just empty containers, and most ships don't want to move empty containers because they're not receiving pay for it. Like, people need to fill them in order for them to be receiving any money for it. So, or, you know, nearly as much money. So it doesn't become as profitable. So we have a stockpile of empty bins here that are just sitting here. So no one can ship out from, like, China and Japan because they don't have containers to fill. Like, everything that they have on hand is full. So there's just delay. And then earlier this week, Monday, Tuesday, a massive storm tore through Shanghai, where they have, like, I think it is officially the largest port in the world, but they got torn up by the storm that just went through and like flooded and washed away all these extra containers that they had. So what was already on a 3-month delay, you add in all these like hundreds of, you know, containers that just got lost to sea at this point. That can't help things out. Pony Express? No. Back to the game though. So this was referred to as the Peninsula of Power because in the original NES version there are only 4 squares up here. Here it looks like it's 6 now. But these 6 squares have a chance of spawning massively hard enemies. Let's see if I can just flee these. And it's a great place to grind up for levels. Escaped. Ooh, I didn't drop any gold. So, I don't feel like leveling right now, like grinding, but that, if you do play this and you do want to grind up, that is a great place to go for it. And it's just north of this town right here, so you have the advantage of being right next to town, so you can, you know, kind of go back and forth, because cottages are very expensive in this game, which I don't remember that. But, you know, at 2,000 a pop, that's a lot of money to throw down when you could just walk, you know, 10 feet south to hit up the quick burger to get your nom nom on and refill your health. Good, nice spot. Ah, Provoca. Yeah, this is where there's pirates. Please help us. Those blasted pirates, they're running around looting and pillaging like they own the place. He's a punk. I don't know why I gave him like an old dude accent, but whatever. Do you get any downtime during the winter or not so much? Oh, I get 0 downtime during the winter. Winter is miserable because of that. I pray for snow because snow will interrupt my work, and then people can slow down and breathe, but then it adds stress because what happens is anything not delivered before Christmas becomes a backlog of work. Like, work doesn't disappear for me. It's not like, you know, like Starbucks where they can only serve however many people they can take orders from. Unfortunately, we have external customers, so external customers dictate our workload even if we don't have the capacity or bandwidth. So, and it sucks because once we have it in our network, it doesn't go anywhere until we deliver it. So it just becomes a backlog of work. So no, there's really not. Come January, assuming everything is right, normally I would only represent one building with my job, but now I represent multiple buildings. So previously, all I had to do was worry about that one building was up to snuff, and then I could kind of relax and be good with that. Now, not so much. Responsible for half the district at this point, or if not, me and my co-part share the entire district. But in the event that any buildings go bad, that's on my plate. So it's a rough gig. But I'm complaining right now just because I don't have winters. But honestly, I've been here for over 15 years, and if I genuinely hated it, I would have left by now. Like every job, there's ups and downs. So unfortunately, down here is just I hate winter. I like the winter as a season, but unfortunately, like, I don't like the season for holidays. So like Thanksgiving and Christmas are dead to me. All right, please come in. We charge 50 gil per night. Would you like to stay? Yes. Pleasant dreams. Here you go, yeah. Alright, so now we have full health. Let's go find these pirates. I thought I remember them. Oh, no. I thought they were in the inn, but I guess they're over here. Actually, before I do that, let me... So I remember this being a brawl. I might as well go and see if I can upgrade my armor. Maybe the shops don't let me. Welcome. No, they do. Okay. Alright, so we'll get 1 iron armor, 1 iron shield, and 3 leather gloves. Optimal. 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 Oh. That's weird. I thought I got leather gloves for Bot. Oh, I guess I needed 4. My bad. Sorry, Bot. I didn't mean to leave you out. I'm not discriminating against robots. Bot gets gloves. Alright, so we did that. I don't want to engage you yet. Let me go see what kind of weapons I can get. Ah, here we go. Hammer, no. Broadsword. Oh, yeah, I need to check and see, because I thought I had a sword that I got from Barrowland. But clearly not, because... Well, that's lame. So they have a boss that has a small chance to drop a weapon, but I can't, like, fight him again, so that's weird. Just bad luck, I guess. Alright, so we'll get a scimitar for the red mage for Bot. Do I want... I think I'd rather go with a broadsword. Up chance to hit. Accuracy is always important because no matter how hard you hit them, if you're not hitting them, it don't matter. Nunchaka. Alright, so swap that to a scimitar, so your accuracy will go up to 20% and you'll hit harder. So I've got no... And I thought I remember... I could be misremembering, thinking of different games, but I thought the monk actually is better bare-fisted, but right now, that's not the case. Maybe that's later on as time goes on. You know, at the time of release, this was the, and this is what I've been told. I haven't researched it, but apparently this was the Famicom game with the most amount of musical tracks on a single game. So, with this having, I believe it was 26 tracks on it, that like dwarfed any other game by comparison. Raises one ally's attack. I remember Temper being really broken, so I think I want to get that. Darkness, yeah, because I mean the only thing I have is Blizzard, so I'm not worried about that. So Bot, you learn Temper, which, you know, I know that's really reaching for you. So you learn Temper, which will up my attack. And what's nice about it being broken is I remember it stacks with itself, so you can literally just completely OP one character just by just throwing Temper on them over and over and over and over, until you're just like a machine of death. So I'm trying to gather a little bit more money, that way I can buy some white spells, but it doesn't look like I got enough. So I think I might just brave it and fight off the pirate hordes. Let's see what white spells are in here. Cures Darkness, Cast Silence, Null Shock, and Invis. I think I'll want to do Invis, Blind. Null Shock might not be bad, but I don't think I fight lightning enemies till much later. So I might hold off on that one. Alright, let's see. I just want to hang out in town and listen to this music all day. Sorry, just playing with some settings. Alright, here we go. And like, I've heard this song played live at one of... I want to say it was Dear Friends. I want to say it was early on in the touring of Final Fantasies, and it was very pleasant. You've got cannonballs of steel to be taken on the great pirate Bicky? Keel haul 'em, boys. Aye, aye, Captain. We'll make their bones go crunch. Pirates, you say? Alright, so because I'm always paranoid, Police Thief, you taking too much damage, we'll put Blink on you. Raise one ally's attack. Alright, so you're gonna go in, you're gonna temper. Bot, I need you as backup. Help out Punk. Punk the monk. Ooh, I'm steaming. I am red with rage. Hey, Coco. 90 damage. Nice one, Punk. pirate. Alright, it's hammer time. Punk, get in there, and... Pop-Pot, you hang on to your magic for now. 1 temper should be good enough. Nice. Although if I tempered like the white mage or something, if I tempered Khaleesi, he might actually get a couple kills in. See if we can hit Khaleesi before he attacks. Temper. Ah, you're blinked and tempered, Khaleesi. Damn, look at you in there, Khaleesi. 45 damage. Oof, I'm just gonna defend and let Khaleesi do all the heavy lifting again. Bam! 34. Leather shield. Ah! I'd be most sorry, young masters. I'll be making no more fuss, I swear. I want ye to take me ship for your troubles. Can ye find it in your heart to forgive an old pirate? Old pirate Bicky? Wow, I guess you're no longer pirating if you just gave me your ship. Had myself a change of heart. Plan to buckle down and be the hardest worker in town. You believe me, don't ye? No, work on your language, bro. You were the only one talking like that here. Because of you, we needn't fear the pirates anymore. Thank you so much. And no, we're not gonna incarcerate that pirate for looting and plundering and all the other shenanigans they were up to. We're just gonna let him be part of the town now. They say there are elves living across the sea. Elves, Master Frodo? But the elf prince has fallen into a deep sleep and hasn't woken up. That's a problem. Because of you, we needn't fear the pirates anymore. Thank you so much. Not a problem. How much money did I get from that? Ooh, I have 529. I can buy some white magic spells. Alright, so let's go do that. And then I guess we're done here. If I remember correctly, this town was just a matter of getting myself a ship. I'm good to go now. Don't think there are any ports to the north. A ship can only dock at a port, you know. No, it'll dock wherever I damn well want it to dock. Thank you very much. You get a little goy on screen. Thankfully, no one has died, so I have not had to go to the church yet. Now, this room reminds me of Final Fantasy Tactics, with the opening at Orbone Monastery. I like that game. That game's a lot of fun. Final Fantasy Tactics. All right. Let's see. So we'll go up. Yeah, there really is a charm for these games. Have you played through all the Final Fantasies, Khaleesi? Or are there any, like, specific ones that, like, oh, I've never played 2 and I really want to? Go away, I can't see through your face. Alright, so Khaleesi will teach you Invis. Teach you blind. No. And that's it. I can't afford the rest right now, but I'll be back. Yeah, I've played through most of them apart from 2. Yeah, 2 is my big blind spot as well. I have only put like about an hour into 2 at some point. But I've never... And it's not like I'm actively disgusted with it. Like, normally I try and follow it up immediately after playing this, because it's usually paired up together like Dawn of Souls or Origins on PS1, but I've just never managed to play through it for some reason. And 14, you're killing me. I've played 14, thank you very much, and I've played through most of the campaign on 14. Thank you very much. I haven't played the DLC that they put out for 14. So, I'm sorry. I don't have a billion years to play everything. Alright, so I got my ship. So I'm gonna head up to the Peninsula Power and pound on some things for a minute. Yeah, 14. I played through most of the actual campaign of that, originally. Right now, I quit after getting like 15 levels in. Just because it wasn't fun. Because it's a very MMO-y MMO, but not in a good way. It's a very World of Warcraft type game, and I hated World of Warcraft. Horrible game for me. It felt very handholdy, and it didn't require you to group with anyone, and I really don't like that in MMOs. If I'm going to play a single-player game, I'm just going to play a single-player game. I don't see a point in playing an MMO to solo content. It's bizarre to me, because let's be honest, an MMO is not structured to be fun. It's not reactive. Engagement is usually clicking a button every time it pops back up and it's clickable again. So it's not a very engaging experience for me. So it's very hard for me to dive in and love any of them. Unless, like, you know, I'm sure you've heard me love on EverQuest before, but the reason why I loved EverQuest is because it forced you to group with people. It forced you, in order to survive, not just progress, but in order to survive in that game, you had to move with a party. Getting from one side of the world to the other was made easy and, like, actually possible by working with other players, by using wizards and druids support you through the world. Otherwise, to run from one side of a continent to another took a real life, like, 4 to 5 hours. So having that reliance on other players forced you to have a community and engage with people, party with people. And it was just, I enjoyed that aspect of having a community, adventuring the world with people, relying on others. And that's absent from Final Fantasy XIV. That's absent from World of Warcraft. That's always been a struggle for me to enjoy them. Yeah, same, Callisti. Like, I was big on EverQuest, and there was a follow-up game that Brad McQuaid did called Vanguard Saga of Heroes, which that had a lot of potential, and I played that for a good 6 months. But there was a big issue that happened where that game was coming along, it was looking fantastic, and then there's an operating system called Windows Vista that came out. And Vista was notable because it came with this Games for Windows thing, where in order to play these games, you needed Vista. And Microsoft struck a deal, and they were funding Vanguard Saga of Heroes, and then they didn't want to make the game Vista exclusive because they realized no one wanted to upgrade to Vista, and it was troublesome. So they then split from Microsoft, and they were left to publish the game by themselves. And publishing an MMO is not a cheap task, so needless to say, the game released way ahead of schedule because they need to start getting some revenue to keep developing, and releasing a unfinished MMO is kind of a death knell at that point. Like, it's never going to get better. People are not going to invest in a game that is shit right out the gate, because in their mind, the game is shit. Why would I keep playing it? So, unfortunately, there's a few people that decided, hey, there's something visionary in here, I want to keep playing. And like I said, I played for like 6 months based off that hope of it getting better, but it was such a slow process. The game should have released probably a year later than it did. But it had a lot of the staples of EverQuest in it. And that was circa 2007, I think, 2008. And it had some really interesting systems in it. Like, they had a... what did they call it? But it was kind of like a dialogue back and forth system where... I'm trying to think what that's... There were 3 types of modes in that game, was the big pitch. I'm trying to remember 14 years ago, so I apologize. There was Adventure, which is your typical MMO. There was... What is it called? When you're trying to, like, argue with people. I can't remember, but... So basically, there's like a diplomacy, and we'll go with that. It was a diplomacy mode where when you start arguing with townsfolk or whoever, like, you were trying to convince of, like, we need you to give us this in order for us to complete our adventure. Like, it loaded up a game, almost Trying to think of a comparative to it, but I really can't think of one right now. But basically, like, you go back and forth with almost like a deck of cards to wage a word war with them. So you would either buff up your negotiation, maybe that's what it's called, negotiations, but you'd buff up your negotiations, that way you'd be more convincing, or you'd be less convincing, so then they would do double damage whenever they landed their hit. Hey, good job, Khaleesi, you killed them with 2 HP of damage. So it was fun to have that dynamic, so not everything is just running around and killing monsters. Once in a while, you would just go into town and you'd be doing quests by talking at people and, like, playing that mini game to win those conversations or those encounters, if you will. And if you couldn't win that encounter, you couldn't progress the game. So, and as you leveled up in that specific track, so that was the other key thing with these 3 different tracks. Like, the one would level up by doing combat. Another one would level up, I think it was exploration. And as you leveled up the exploration track, you started getting either quick travel, or by quick travel, what they would do is they would do caravan travel, where you would travel with adventurers together and bypass the wilderness. That way you wouldn't have to worry about getting waylaid from town to town. Or the diplomacy. So you could be a master level 10 diplomat, but then be a level 1 adventurer. So it's nice to have that freedom in an MMO for a change. Versus just run around, smack things, put this on auto attack, and then hit 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3s. It constantly repops between your kick and bash and whatever the hell you had. Anyways, long tangent. MMOs are not what I wish they were. Except for EverQuest, that was wonderful. FF14 is fine and dandy for the audience that it has, just not for me. And I know I'm making BotBot very sad by this. Because he wants me to play as a Catboy with him. Yes, I can afford to sleep here again. I love that people acknowledge that I'm the Warriors of Light, but they're still going to charge me money to save the world. As if my very existence doesn't dictate that they will survive. But yeah, let's charge me to sleep. That way I go into battle ill-rested and the fate of the world now crumbles. Short-sighted. Gotta earn that business, though. Gotta push that capitalism. Alright, so let's see. Silence on all enemies. That sounds like a good skill for BotBot. Null Shock. Let's learn that with Khaleesi. What else do I have? Invis. Yeah, we'll teach Null Shock there. So now I have all 4 white spells. Let me go buy one more black spell. That way BotBot is good to go. BotBot will have a full repertoire of level 2 skills. So the only, you can learn Blizzard, Dark, or Slow. I think Slow might be useful, more useful than Blizzard. But I forget if this game is horrible with, if it was horrible with debuffs actually landing. It's better where more injured you are, the more the ends are. I see you already fucked up. Let me charge you 4,000 gil for a night. Oh, is that how Final Fantasy II does that? I didn't know that. That's messed up. Like what? Like you keep on bleeding on their sheets so they charge you more and more for new sheets? Like that's weird. I don't even understand that logic. That's crazy talk. Alright, so I don't want to go on the boat just yet. Bear with me, I want to get another level before I progress. I'm pretty bad in these games. In these games, I mean any RPG. I like to get over leveled. I don't like to be within challenge rank where bosses are tromping me left and right. I like to get myself to a comfortable, let me smack you around level. And if it gets a little hard because, you know, they're using status debuffs and I gotta strategize, I'm cool with that. But I hate just going into a battle completely underleveled and, like, every hit nearly kills me. I don't like turning RPGs into Dark Souls. But I do enjoy Dark Souls. But, you know, let's keep these two separate. Ha! I made the ogre flee. Maybe I am overleveled for this area then. Alright, I'm not going to stick here for another 400 XP. Let's adventure. And I think I can get attacked while I am on the boat. Oh, yes. The answer is yes, I can. By buccaneers. They look a lot like Vikings. Yeah, I need to check up on, like I said, EverQuest led to Vanguard Saga of Heroes, but then there's another game that is being worked on by Brad McQuaid's team. He's passed on at this point, but he's in the middle of working on... Vanguard was before, so this one is called Pantheon. So I need to look that up and see where that is in development. Last I saw in last December, they were knee-deep into beta, or sorry, alpha, with the potential for a beta launching this year. So I would like to check that out, because it looks very EverQuest-y, and if they can recapture that magic, I will throw money at them all day long. Repeatedly. Like, I will buy copies for my friends so we can play together. Alright, let's see. Shark. 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 Sahagin Chief. Let's go into auto attack on these guys. They got plenty of HP to burn. If it gets a little bit sloppy out there, it's okay. Sleepy kitties. Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe. Ooh, can I go under the bridge? Oh. Big eyes, you say. Sahagin, Shark, and Big Eyes. Still think I'm okay to auto attack. God, Bot, why are you so fragile? I don't understand. Like, has Bot just been getting really bad rolls on HP, or is Bot just naturally fragile? Because, like, Bot is, I don't know, like a third of the health that frickin' the White Mage has, that Kallisti has. So Bongo, 30 some HP. Kallisti, bad roll, you only got 4. Ugh, Punk the Monk only got 5. Bot got 3. Shit. Okay, so I can go under this. Is there anything up here, though? Ooh, there's a port. Oh, this just takes me back to, yeah, I don't want to go here. I remember passing by that port now that I see it. Oh, I love me some Final Fantasy. I probably could binge this straight through, I'll be completely honest with you. It's funny, if you ever go back and try playing the NES version like on a proper NES, there is some significant load times in that game. Very significant. I'm actually surprised the install for these two is fairly huge. Like, I don't know if it's like the music is just uncompressed or something, but like, I want to say Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 were each like 600, 700 megabytes. Which is just kind of crazy to me, given the fact that, you know, they're effectively just, on NES, they were like a single ROM, which is, I don't know, like 30 megabytes, if that. So it's crazy to me to see how much stuff has grown, but I understand they got the HD assets and the music and the bestiary and all this other stuff, but it's still wild to me to see it be that large of a file. So, Callisti, when you start playing, are you jumping right in with Final Fantasy 1 and going in order, or are you going to dive into Final Fantasy 3 and get that new hotness that you haven't played before? I believe the next town I'm going to hit is Elfheim. Oof. Sick with the order. FF1 as I have not played it for a while. Cool. Good to hear. Because this game deserves lots of love. Final Fantasy 2, on the other hand, I'm not so sure about. But I'm still planning on playing it at some point. I'm probably not going to stream all of these. I'm probably going to stream FF1. And then hopefully wrap it in enough time so when the next batch comes out with FF4, 5, and 6, probably going to end up streaming FF4 at that point. I know a lot of people are going to be jumping on Final Fantasy 6 because that's the Super Nintendo darling, but I still have a soft spot in my heart for Final Fantasy 4 because that was the first, if I recall, like the first RPG I played even, but definitely the first Final Fantasy. And like, debatable if you consider Legend of Zelda. Oh, you guys are hitting hard. I think that's just the crit, but I don't know if you consider Legend of Zelda an RPG. Some people get weird about it. Like, I've always just seen it as like an adventure game, but some people insist that it's an RPG for some, probably just because it's fantasy, but antidote. Hell, yeah, Elfheim was right. I even think that, was it Shigeru Miyamoto? I think he said he created Zelda, or sorry, specifically like Link to the Past. Like, he didn't like RPGs, so he made that the way it is because he hated them. I just don't know what we can do. Please help our prince. How about I help myself to a bed first, bro? 100 gil? What is so nice about your elf beds, bro? You know, I guess we do look well rested. First thing I do when I get out of bed after I slept in my clothes is spin around and jump up in the air. Why not? Alright. Ooh, iron nunchuck. So I get a saber. Man, you just do not get upgrades, Callisti. Excuse me. It's not COVID, I swear. Alright, thanks. Alright, let's see if we can equip Optimal. What do you mean broadsword? Didn't it just tell me that the saber was better? Oh, it was for bot, my bad. So accuracy goes down, but attack goes up. Yeah, I'm fine with that. You win some, you lose some. Sorry, bot. Let's see. Might do that after I had my usual 3 cups of coffee. Just to get my shit together. Man, that is a lot of caffeine. My heart would explode. Wow, 3 cups of I guess that's... isn't like a shot of espresso like 2 cups of coffee? So if that's the case, maybe, yeah, I am somewhere on par with that. Fyra. Ooh, you can learn it. But that's all my money. Lowers evasion of all enemies. Deals lightning damage to all enemies. Paralyzes 1 enemy or deals fire damage. We'll get lightning damage to all enemies, bot. You're terrible. I mean, you're not alone. I know a lot of people that really just love their coffee to that extent as well. Oh, speaking of Legend of Zelda, here lies Link in Elfheim. It's a gravestone. It's a gravestone. That's funny to me. Little poke, nudge between game designers. So Kira, HP to one ally. Damage to all undead enemies. Fire, and then heal. Ooh, entire party. I kind of like that. But I can't afford any of it right now, so. I'm so broke. No one knows where Astos, King of the Dark Elves, has gone. Oh, that's right. This village has level 3 and level 4 magic in it. Forgot about that. That's why I remember buying a lot of spells from here. Gotcha. Yeah, there are a lot of references. Our prince was meant to become the Elf King. What will happen now? I am a sage. When the time is right, the future is revealed to me. I shall wait patiently until then. Cool, you do that, sage. Weapons and armor made of mithril are sturdy and powerful. You should give them a try. You'll be surprised. Cool, okay, give me them. Prince is not awakened. There will be no Elf King. We will be at the mercy of the Dark Elf's evil power. That's not good, bro. Where are we at with this? I am a sage. When the time is right, the future is revealed to me. I shall wait patiently until then. Okay. Alright, what kind of armor do you have? So, I already got that equipped. Copper armlet would be nice to get for Callisti there. See, I need 2 leather caps and 1 helm. So I need... So, sorry, so I need 80... And 2 is 120, so it's like 205. 285. So 1085. So I need a little bit more. Oh, I guess I could buy some right now. I'm not even thinking. Even doing all this extra math. So 1 of those, buy 2 of those. 1 of this. Alright, so now I just need to get some money, come back for the copper armlet. Alright. Look at everyone getting set up in Elfheim. What a good place. Making us better heroes one by one. I definitely need some way better spells, though. Those things are expensive. I'm going to have to come back later for the level 4s. Oh, this part of the game always confuses me. Or I should say, I always get lost at this point, because I know I have to go through some tunnels, some caves, I guess is the better term for it. So I know I've got to do that, and there ends up being a part where I have to engage with the golem, and there's all this other nonsense, but I always get lost. I think I have to get like an earth staff, and then I have to fight a vampire, and just there's a whole bunch of nonsense that I always get caught up on. Alright, so let's see. So I need to just keep going till I get 800 monies. Sorry, gil. You know what? I haven't saved in a while. Let me hit that up. We'll stick with some auto attack. And I forgot, and I know this is obvious at this point, but like I completely forgot that the active time battle, the ATB, doesn't get introduced until later in the series. Like, mentally, when I think back, for some reason I forgot that wasn't in Final Fantasy 1 through 3. So I forgot that if I go into battle and I don't do anything, I can take forever. I don't have to... Ooh, an Ogre Chief. I don't have to rush to attack things, so I can sit here and think all day long if I really wanted to. Let's see, boost your evasion. See, this is where things start to get good with the cast per day system. So you see on the left I have 6 out of 6. Final Fantasy 6? What about Final Fantasy 6? That's the wrong game, sir. Final Fantasy IV introduced the active time battle. Thank you very much. But yeah, but yeah, come on, dude. It was with the first Super Nintendo game. I forget. God, I forget what year that was. Was that 91 when Final Fantasy IV came out? But the cast per day, so I like it, so you see I have 6 out of 6. So as you keep leveling up, you start getting an absurd amount of cast per day, so then casting the lower level ones becomes not a big deal for your characters, versus, like, yeah, I know if it was like 3 MP, you probably aren't going to be shy with casting it over and over when you have 300 MP, but at that point you are actively taking from a pool that could be used for your higher level magics. So normally that discouraged me from using any lower spells, and instead of just throwing fires out there because, hey, I gotta use one of these spells, I'll just have my mage attack with, you know, their stick, which in a proper D&D game, no, you would never do that. Your mages would be using spells, or be using casts per wand or something. More visible with FF6. No, you're just a fanboy. You enjoy your Locke and your Terra and your, I don't know who else is in that game. GOOOO, Umaro, I don't know, some of those weirdos. Thundara! Lightning damage to everyone! No, they had an ATB gauge. Yeah, Final Fantasy IV had an ATB gauge. Final Fantasy IV introduced that. Come on, man. The only thing that Final Fantasy VI introduced systems-wise is all the classes being weird. So, like, doing Street Fighter moves with frickin' Sabin or whatever the case may be. Oh, I guess you're going hammer. I don't know. Why is this font not the correct font? Because this font looks good to me. It looks right to me. Honestly, I haven't looked at screenshots of the game after release today, so I didn't know if the font I'm playing with is right or not. I did try changing something. I saw there's a trick where if you replace the English font file with the Japanese font file, that this is technically the Japanese English that's displaying, so maybe that is, this is the better font. I didn't honestly do a comparison, so I don't know. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI is a good game. I'm definitely not knocking Final Fantasy VI. I'm just playing around with Terra and Celis and General Leo and all those folks. It's a good game. I just, you know, Final Fantasy IV is better. No, it's not better, but they're both awesome games. The music in Final Fantasy VI is amazing. Not like there's any Final Fantasy that has weak music. Even Final Fantasy II, which I haven't spent a lot of time with, I love all the music in that game because I've listened to it a billion times. Like the Red Wing, not the Red Wings theme, the Rebel Army theme is iconic and probably one of the better songs in the entire catalog of, you know, the 8-bit or 16-bit Final Fantasy games for me. Like, I'd had the Rebel Army theme as my ringtone for probably a decade. I mean, back when I had to change the file type and then connect it via a unique dongle to my Key 9 phone, my flip phone, I was able to get the Rebel Army theme on that in a custom format. So that was my ringtone back in, what was that, like 2002 or 3? Years before smartphones were a thing. But yeah, Final Fantasy VI specifically, Searching for Friends is probably the best track in all of Final Fantasy history for me. Which is the theme song once you're in the world of ruin and you have the airship and you're flying around. I could just let that screen sit for days and not worry about it. That is just amazing music. But obviously it's not isolated to that. The entire soundtrack for that is amazing. Celis's theme, I feel, is often overlooked because everyone's so excited for Terra's theme since it's the opening. But Celis's theme, in my opinion, is like better by a lot. Or maybe I'm just so used to hearing Terra's theme that, you know, after like hearing Sephiroth's One Wing's Angel for, you know, a billion times, it stops being as cool or awesome as the first time you got to that boss and you fought that final battle in Final Fantasy VII. Like, that song broke you because you're just like, oh my god, everything's going on. He's using the sun to devour the solar system, and what can we do against this Sephiroth guy? He is everything. And then you have One Winged Angel playing in the background. Everything's just epic. So, good music, but if you hear it a billion times, you start wanting something different. You go for the deeper cuts, if you will. Opera theme is a huge fan favorite. Why is my controller acting up? I'm not holding anything right now. Look. You're gonna make a liar out of me now, game, aren't you? Look, not doing it. Anyways, so my game is possessed. That's good to know. What the hell is with that? Why do I suddenly want to go left so much? What is going on? Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. I can change so I can be bot as I explore. But yeah, the opera theme was it Draco and Maria's thing. That's a good one. Alright, so I was able to afford that. I think I can get... Well, actually, I'm going to go to... Let's go ahead and equip, not the shield, but... Where does that go? You wear an armlet instead of clothes? Callisti, we gotta talk, man. Like, running around wearing just an armlet and taking off your clothes to replace it with just an armlet? That's not cool, bro. Yeah, the Red Wings theme is fantastic. Mysidia's theme, I actually don't remember that off the top of my head. That one's kind of boopy, isn't it? Very, like, quirky and dunka. Okay, so I do remember that one off the top of my head. I thought I was confusing it, honestly, with the dwarf theme. I remember the dwarves having goofy music, too. The Lally-Ho people. Lally-Ho. Rally-Ho. Sorry, is it Rally-Ho? I thought it was Lally-Ho. Well, I am just a wreck of memory then. I mean, honestly, they probably changed it over the years a billion times, too, depending on if you played the Super Nintendo or the GBA or the PlayStation 1. I'm sure that script has gone through like 9 different renditions of it. Yeah, Khaleesi, I do like the Game Boy Advance versions previously, like up until this comes out on Steam. Those have been my preferred versions to play for Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6. Because, one, they're accessible. You can throw them in your Game Boy Advance SP and play, or your DS. 2, they have some added content that's on there that's actually pretty cool. 3, they don't butcher the graphics. Like the previous mobile and Steam versions ain't pretty at all. So yeah, so the GBA versions were my favorite. And I actually just recently, I want to say it was earlier this year, purchased off of Etsy. Someone did enhanced versions of the Game Boy Advanced, where what they did was they darkened the palette so you have richer colors, which is really nice. And they also restored the soundtrack to the Super Nintendo soundtrack, because there's a tiny bit of downsampling done for the Game Boy Advance version. So this restored the Super Nintendo soundtrack, and like I said, it darkened the palette a little bit. Because when Game Boy Advance first came out, like the proper Game Boy Advance, not the SP, it didn't have a backlight. So they actually, a lot of Game Boy Advance games washed out the color. That way you could see a little bit easier. Like they upped the brightness on everything, and you lost color because of that. So because they were trying to counteract with the fact that there was no backlight or front light. So it's cool to have, you know, the fuller versions, if you will. But that format of Game Boy Advance is just perfect. And the extra dungeons are nice, and it's all a good time. Yeah, the mobile and Steam versions were not good. And like you said earlier, the PSP version of Final Fantasy IV is fantastic. I really wish they made Final Fantasy V and VI in that style, that aesthetic. Davey Go Bloom. Final Fantasy IV will always be my favorite DS one. Yeah, the DS Final Fantasy IV is not a favorite of mine. It was really weird with them having voices, for one thing. I never got used to what they assigned for these people. But even beyond that, I don't know. It wasn't fun for me. It felt soulless, is how I've explained it in the past when people have asked me what my thoughts were on it. Like, it felt like it was made... And I mean, that's probably accurate. It felt like it was made by fans of the game instead of the actual developers of the game. And with that, they kind of missed the point on a lot of things. Or at least missed a lot of the points that I personally connected with Final Fantasy IV. But, you know, in a pinch, it's not the worst thing ever. They had some cool features to it. No, Hey, Goya. Good stretches. Davey, you mentioned that... Hold on. Goya's getting all kitty lovey. So I need to remove some temptations from him. It's not just you. I do think the 3D aspect really did kind of taper down the speed. And the difficulty spike with those games is so wild to me. Like, Final Fantasy III on the DS is probably the hardest Final Fantasy I've played by far, and I don't know why they did that. Like, I don't recall, because it's been a lifetime. I played it when it first came out, but I thought I remember, like, level caps... Every class leveled up to 100, or maybe it was beyond 100. But, like, if I changed from a fighter to a Viking, I went from level 100 down to level 1. So then I had to level all the way back up through that again. And I remember there being encounters where they built it specifically in mind where, oh, by the way, you need to have these tier 4 characters all up to level 75. Because if you use the base level, or base classes, you're just going to get Swamp Hard. So I remember there being a lot of that nonsense, and I grinded and grinded and grinded. And our mutual friend, Davey, Josh, he was house sitting for someone, and I think in West Bloomfield or something at the time. Some nice, rich, posh people. And he was just solo at the time. He didn't have the kids yet. But they had, what is that? Not a hot tub, but they just had like one of those like standing bathtubs and like a big open bathroom. So he just chilled in in a hot bath, playing that on DS all day, just grinding up, he would tell me. Which I guess if you're going to grind through a game, why not do it while you're chilling in the bath, right? But that game was notorious for how bad the difficulty got so damn quickly. Oh, fuck, Khaleesi, you're almost dying. I think that's an improvement, quality of life as well. I don't remember the font changing colors before, in other versions of this. Come on, Khaleesi. I'll heal you after battle. Yeah, and then Final Fantasy IV... Not 4, 3, with them stripping out... Sorry, with it being based on a game that doesn't have storyline, I'm sure that also did not work to its benefit, as they tried to retroactively put a story in there. Was another thing, an issue I had with Final Fantasy 3, but Final Fantasy 4 did have the story already. They did a fair job of keeping that intact. That difficulty just went through the roof. But they did a really cool thing if you played all the way through Final Fantasy IV, at the end of it, where you can kind of do like a what is that called? Like a multi-class thing where you could equip like White Mage on Cecil as a paladin, or I guess that's a bad example because it's a paladin, but or you could equip a summoner class on Cecil, or you know your not Tella Fusoya, like you could equip like a attacking class on him, like a dragoon or something. They let you do multi-classing, which was a nice change for the end of the game. And they added an extra dungeon or two, I forget. I know on this version, and I'm actually kind of bummed about it, of Final Fantasy, the Pixel Remastered, they didn't remaster the version that was released on everything else afterwards, like starting with Dawn of Souls, and it might have even been with Origins on PS1, but I know at least starting with Dawn of Souls on GBA, they put out extra dungeons, I believe 5 extra dungeons. There's one for each element. It is kind of like a remastered dungeon, based off the original dungeon that you got them from, and it's just more floors and stuff, but higher difficulty. And then there was like a master dungeon that you went through after you cleared all 4 of those. So that's been in the GBA version. I think it was in the Wonder Swan version. It was definitely in the Windows Phone version. It was in, you name it, like any version that the PSP version, the Anniversary Edition. So it was in all of those, but they said that they're not putting those extra dungeons in this, and that's kind of a bummer. I mean, because they already modernized so much of this, so it's not like the true version. Because, I mean, the true version, the fact that I can go and I can quick save at any point, some would argue that really breaks the true experience of the game. That I don't have to, like, if I'm in a dungeon, if I want to quick save, I can do that. Normally, you don't have that ability. Sorry, I'm getting all hyped up. You guys get me talking Final Fantasy, and that's right, Goya. I'm sorry. I'm getting too excited. But you start talking Final Fantasy with me, oof, boy, you get me all fired up. So fires to damage all, lowers evasion of all enemies. I think that's a useful skill. Let's get that. And then let me go get a White Mage skill for Callisti. You've been a good warrior, Callisti. I appreciate you. So we're gonna take you shopping and teach you some magic. Magic. Alright, to my liking. So I can teach you Cura. Not a Cura, but Cura. Heal. I think damage doesn't get spread equally, so I think I'll go with Cura. That way I get some big heals on people. Ah, such wonderful music. I cannot believe I've already been playing this for 2 hours at this point. I don't remember how long this game is either, but, I mean, as you can tell by looking at the map, I've got a lot of game left to go, considering I've barely covered tiniest little bit of landmass here. I have the entire 4 continents, really, to still explore and deal with. Haven't got any of the crystals yet. Got a lot of game to go. Alright, so I should probably... I think I'm in good order to continue on. Ooh! I lied. I need to go sleep at the inn. And then I'll continue. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, dun, dun. Where is this at? Let's go grab this. Slaying some ogres. Oh, come on, game. Stop doing that. It's a little bit wonky with running this game, though, but my computer will survive, much like Gloria Gaynor. Alright, let's go back, pop this in. And you know what? I actually didn't go into, the castle. I should probably do that. Let's sleep at the elf town. Elfheim. Alright. So that's all set. So let me exit here and then go up to the castle. And I don't remember if this is a... Oh, it's definitely not a dungeon. Never mind. As those curses put our prince into a deep sleep from which he cannot awake. Please, will you not aid our slumbering prince? Same thing as he said. Alright. The Dark Elf King Astos stole into the castle and placed a curse on our princess. Is that a proper phrase? Stole into the castle? Then Astos carted away the castle's treasures. Ooh, I like treasure. Now you're speaking my language. The princess slept under Astos' curse for 5 years now. Jesus Christ! There must be a concoction that can rouse one who sleeps so. But where? Zzz. That's not sleeping. He's in a coma. There's a difference. Sleeping is something you wake up from. The dwarves live in a cave on the western edge of the Aldean Sea. They're a friendly bunch. Lolly-ho! So how do I get up to you out there? Is there a back exit? Or do I just gotta loop around the outside? I have a feeling like that's gonna go out of bounds. That's what I thought. So how do I get to the back? Alright, not out of bounds. Okay, cool. Ooh, what is this? Door has been secured with mystic key. Okay. The treasure room has been secured with... Thanks. Where were you a moment ago when I was knocking on that door? Come on now. Alright. Well, I guess that's that. Alright, so now we've done that. Something to the north, so I guess the only thing we can do is head west. Goya, you look so annoyed with me right now. He's like, bro, why are you playing Final Fantasy? You're supposed to be playing Silent Hill right now. Because, Goya, Final Fantasy just came out. How could I call myself a fan if I'm playing Silent Hill on the day the new game's released? Come on, Goya. These cats, man. So demanding. Had I known 13 years ago when we adopted them that we would be adopting our new managers. I am going to be bummed on because I'm going to be traveling for work very, like in a week or two. I am bummed that I can't take this with me. It would be cool if this was portable, like, say, on Switch. Not to stoke those flames, but that would be cool. Steam Deck would also be nice. Oh, shit. I think I remember this. Poison becomes a big concern at this point in the game, so I need to get some antidotes. Antidotes. What's up, Goya? Let me check to the north. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I feel silly buying a Steam Deck for just playing Final Fantasy on the go, and honestly, that's literally all I would do is I'd install Final Fantasy 1 through 10, 2, and 12. I'm trying to think. So on PC, in theory, you can play Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now. Then 7, 8, and 9 have already been on there. 10 is on there. 10.2 is on there. 11 is a PC/PS2 game, so that's still alive and that exists. Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 13, 13.2, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 15 is on PC as well. Yeah, so you can play 1 through 15 on PC then. Is that 14 or 13? I'm gonna imagine you said 13 because X and then 4 eyes would be some Call of Duty shit. Uh-oh, the Western Keep, Goya. We're gonna do a quick save because I have a feeling death is imminent. Kiki. Okay, so we got a friendly bat. Cool. Yeah, Final Fantasy 13. But I did just get an Xbox Series X, so I can also play Final Fantasy 13 on that as well. In the enhanced version. I just really don't like playing on PC normally. I'm sorry. I know I'm lame. I was tricked by Astos, the king of the Dark Elves, and now my castle has fallen into ruin. If I could only retrieve the crown from the marsh cave, I would be able to restore my castle. Might you bring me the crown? No, because you're the Dark Elf, bro. I know this game. This is a time loop. I know how it ends. You know what's weird is I don't remember this having a unique song before, but it's been a lifetime since I played, so who knows. Kiki. Door has been secured with Mystic Key. So I have a feeling once I get the Mystic Key, like I'm gonna go robbing castles left and right. Is there nothing else up here? Nope, just some wolves and some warg wolves. Back in the good old days where a palette swap would terrify us. Goya, I don't know if you can see, his ears are like literally right here. He's very fascinated with the enemies and allies or whatever, the heroes, going back and forth on the screen right now. Normally he doesn't respond to whatever's on the screen, so it's kind of funny to me to see him actually responding for a change. Yeah, you can definitely see the cat ears on the shot now. I just saw that. Oh, Goya. What are we gonna do with you? Sorry, and I don't know what to do with my cats on stream. Like, I don't know if it's unprofessional, but I've never, you know, attempted to be professional. I like to put on a fairly good stream, but like, I'm sorry, my cats are gonna be all over the place. They do what they want. I just worry because he puts his face like right against that screen, and this poor little cat's eyesight. At age 14, I'm not going to get you glasses, Goya. If you go blind, you're on your own. I think what's happening is I think maybe the warmth of the monitor is kind of pulling him in. I don't know. Meow. Thank you. Keep the cats. The cats are good. I greatly approve of all the cats. Goy and the Nut dictate what's professional and what's not. Cats are good. Well, thank you, everyone. That does make me feel better. Sometimes I feel like you guys are like, oh, it's the cats again. Why are they always on screen? They're your cats. We don't think they're cute. So it's good to know that I apparently have the cool people hanging out with me in chat. So thank you. And Alice Pooper. Hey, man, what's up? I did not see you sneak in there. Welcome aboard the Final Fantasy train. Final stop today will be, I don't know, because I kind of like this game and I'm probably going to just keep on playing. Although I did not bring antidotes into this cave, and that's going to be a problem. They are goodwill ambassadors. Yes, they are wonderful. Both gorgeous. Final Fantasy and cats are the best combo. When you play Final Fantasy VI, can you use this suplexing the Final Fantasy train? That's all good, man. I completely understand the lurking. Usually when I'm in stream... See, the problem with the cats now is I have fur on my face, like little bits of hair floating through, and it gets all tickly. But, no, I lurk all the time, man, when I'm in other people's streams. I appreciate you hanging out. It's always nice to know Especially because I know it's a drastic change going from Silent Hill to this, so it's a definite change of play. But, you know, for the most part, I believe the kids would say I'm a variety streamer, so I don't play just one game. Yeah, dude, I was mentioning earlier, Davey, I don't know if I'm going to play Final Fantasy VI on stream. I'm thinking I'm going to play Final Fantasy 1. I'm not going to go 1 through 6 on stream. I think I'm going to do 1, and then hopefully by the time I wrap 1, Final Fantasy... the next set will be out, and then I just plan on playing Final Fantasy 4. Those are the only 2 I plan on streaming, so... Sorry, there won't be an FF6, there won't be suplexing of the trains. You're going to have to get your memes elsewhere. And don't worry, I have full confidence you're going to be able to find other people streaming Final Fantasy VI if you want to revisit it that way. I just will not be one of the 40,000 people who have dedicated their life to that game, so... I mean, dude, let's be honest, it's not a bad game. I know there's a lot of people that are getting kerfuffly about it because it's not exact one-to-one ratio of the Nintendo game they never played, but they swear by needs to be picture perfect. So, I mean, yeah, there's going to be people that are curmudgeons about it, but whatever. I mean, it's a good freaking game. Like, any way you cut it, like, even if the font's a little goofy or it's not a little goofy, it's just it's good game design. It's good music. It's got a lot of replayability because you can just mix up the classes. And it's really easy to unwind. And I actually really am digging this for the stream because I don't have to pay super close attention to what's going on with the game, and I can interact with chat and like hang out with you guys. So I imagine like someone like you, say you have kids, it's kind of nice to be able to play, and like, yeah, if you get distracted to, you know, play with your kid for a minute or two, it's not the end of the world. Versus I feel like some other games where if I pull my attention away for too long, then, you know, either I'm missing stuff or I'm so busy trying to focus on the game that fuck. This ambush is not going to be good. But if I'm busy focusing on the game, I'm not reading the chat until later, and like, I don't know, that kind of bums me out. When I do my streams, I don't do it because I want to play the game. I do it because I want to hang out with people, so. So far, there is nothing I would not recommend about this. This is everything I wanted it to be. There's no wonkiness, and like, I was looking at some Steam reviews prior to downloading, so I already paid for it. I pre-ordered the entire set, but I was looking at some of the comments about like the Steam reviews, and people get really goofy about their PC gaming. Like, they were complaining about like vertical sync errors, V-sync errors, and like how the game has tearing, and like, I don't know if maybe just my setup isn't that extreme, but it's a freaking Nintendo game, man. Like, I don't really have issues with screen tearing. It's not like there's a whole lot of movement. It's a static screen load, with the exception of like when you're roaming around on the map. But I really haven't had tearing issues. Not to the point of where I'm like, oh, this game is garbage, I demand my money back. People are just dumb. They're not dumb, they have bad experiences, I get it. But I also think that people's expectations could probably be checked a little bit here and there. And if people go in with modest expectations, they're probably not going to be as disappointed with, you know, what the end result is. But when your expectation is, I want this thing to completely change my experience, so I want it to be both picture perfect to what I remember, but I also want it to be new and fun and relevant to the modern era. Like, it just, you can't win with some of this. Like, the expectation is just through the frickin' roof. Like, hey, if you want to play Final Fantasy 1 on a PC, guess what? Outside of emulation, this is the best way to do it. Sure, you can emulate a Nintendo if you want, but I don't know, quality of life-wise, I think this is better. Game Boy Advance, yeah, you can probably do that, but you try blowing that up on a monitor, and it's going to look a little wonky. So you can definitely do a lot worse if you're looking to play Final Fantasy 1. on a monitor TV. And here's the thing I hate about this part of the game. Antidotes. So I only have 3 because I didn't buy more because I'm an idiot. But enemies constantly cause poison. Poison lasts between battles. And as you walk, you take poison damage. So, really, when you get to this point, you want to have more antidotes than I currently have. But I did not plan accordingly. Shit. And, like, I have half a mind just to flee from these slimes instead of getting poisoned. Alright. And, like, I don't have a rope or anything to escape the dungeon, so... Really, I should be using magic against these things, but... Oh, fuck. I love the music. The new arrangements are excellent. And, like, I haven't done a side-by-side listening to the music to, any of like, the PlayStation 1. I thought... Maybe I'm thinking of a different one, but I know I've heard modern arrangements. Fuck, see what I mean? Like, I have 2 antidotes, and I have 2 people poisoned, so... It's like, now I'm officially out of antidotes. But like I was saying, it's like, I know I've heard modern... versions of these songs somewhere. I just don't remember where, which source I heard it from. So I haven't done a direct comparison. It could be mostly in line with what I've heard before, whether it be the PS1 version or whatever. But I thought I remember that being 8-bit as well, or you know, chiptune, whatever you want to call it. Man, I wish I would have got like poison cure for my mage. Thundara! Sorry, I'm getting tense because paranoid of everything hitting me with poison. The chibi babies. Those little things that you bought with the tags on them from Ty, T-Y. Contains a dagger? That sounds kind of lame. The Calbrena dolls? The characters are cute and small. They are much small. These are our warriors. Mori, welcome. Good evening, if you will. Our warriors are Bongo, Kalisti, who's in the chat, so... I felt like thanking him for always hanging out with me. He's always supporting my streams. So now he supports the group as a white mage. Punk the Monk. That's me, if you weren't aware. Hi, I'm Punk. But I am now a monk. And then I have BotBot. Because there's another friend that I have usually hanging in a chat. He was here at the start of the stream. So, nice... No, I'm gonna kill his name, I forget. It's like good boy bot. Or what is it? Good nice bot. So, he chose my class of Red Mage, so, hey, he also gets the name, so he is BotBot. So, BotBot, Punk, Kalisti, and Bongo. Not to be confused with Bungo, the cameraman. No relation. Just like, Babs and Buster Bunny. Can I pull up maps for... Ho ho ho! That's really cool. I just now noticed that. That I can actually pull up a map. I knew I could do it in the world, but... That is kind of cool that you can pull up the dungeon map now, and that's not something that used to exist. And what is switch maps? So let's zoom in and out. What is... Oh, I can switch to the world map. Oh, so can I actually select different maps? No, I can't. Alright, whatever. I don't know what these things are, but they don't look good. I'm just gonna scoot you a little bit, Goya. Alright. That way you guys can keep an eye on Goya for me, and you can't see, but Coco's up in her tower, so things are good here with the kitties. Alright, let's see. So let's cast Dia. I think shadows are undead. I hope so, because I just committed a cast to that. Oh, wow, they get knocked down pretty easy, though. Okay, cool. I didn't waste the cast, then. 4 needs to be out. Cabrina battle makes me want to fight the 4 fiends and the evil wall, etc. You know, the battle with the 4 fiends is probably my favorite track from that game. Like, I know we're talking about the Red Wings theme being awesome, and a couple of the other ones, too. Theme of Love is, you know, very boringly named, but that is a fantastic track. But yeah, I really enjoy the Battle of the 4 Fiends song. That's a good one. That's a really good game. I like it. It's a classic. I mean, and it sounds silly, but like, never playing a proper fantasy game or enjoying a proper fantasy story before, I'm going to go back to town because I need more antidotes. Otherwise, it's going to end very poorly. But never playing a fantasy game prior to Final Fantasy IV, like, that introduced me to the idea of a paladin, a holy knight, if you will, or, you know, casting away the darkness within to, you know, do whatever. Like, that was all new to me, so, it does such a good job of capturing the imagination of what fantasy could be. Like, I still think the lunar whale is one of the coolest things ever in Final Fantasy. The idea that, you know, you awaken a ship that's been slumbering under the ocean that can fly you to the moon. That shit is crazy. So it's just super fascinating when you get to do stuff like that. And, you know, so you've got that. You've got the paladin story. You've got, you know, your Palom and Porom. I almost said Cook and Mac. But the Palom and Porom freezing themselves to stone. You know, you've got the Eastern religion, or not religion, the Eastern monk. You know, so you have all these things, these, which are now tropes at this point, but like, you know, all these archetypes that were the first. I guess I kind of hate that the word trope dismisses shit so easily, and I kind of hate it when people just kind of default to that. But yeah, all these archetypes that, you know, are well established in that game, and they're explored in such a fun fashion for someone who's new to the genre. Like, that game really hit home for me in a lot of ways, and I probably wouldn't be as big of a fan of fantasy genre had I had started with something like Lord of the Rings. And I'm sure that's blasphemous, but I don't think Lord of the Rings would have captured me as much as Final Fantasy IV did. The Paladin battle alone gives me chills. Yeah, that was a fantastic thing too. And then, you know, they have like little tidbits where, like, you know, it's insinuated that Cecil's father was involved, or, you know, was also on the mountain that went through the challenge, because I remember there being a line like, you know, a twinkle after he gets turned to a paladin where his father's proud of him or whatever. Tella teaming up with Golbez. Golbez turning to a good guy. Like, there's all this cool shit that happens in Final Fantasy IV that was just new to me. And I know this is really sacrilegious, but I hadn't seen Star Wars prior to playing that game, so the whole villain being your brother, and then, you know, the true villain is your ancestor from the moon, like, that was all shocking, and like, oh my god, I can't believe this. I'm so naive and young. But it was such a good time. They did such a good at delivering on that, and then, or they had such a good delivery of it, and then, like I said, you add in the music on top of that, or I should say, I started this stream by bringing up the fact that Final Fantasy without its music would not have been Final Fantasy for myself and probably a lot of others. Music makes this game, or these games I should say, in a way that way more so than the graphics do, or even the stories. I mean, running around this world without this wonderful waltz would not be the same. Getting the town music is, you know, fantastic. And there's so many instances of that, of like the game being magical because the music just lifts it to that level. So I'm going into paranoia mode of where I probably start needing all these things. So I just figure I'd stock up on some antidote type things. And it sounds silly, but whenever I play a game, I like to round up to hard numbers. So, like, I would like to get more Phoenix Downs, but I'm limited. Or, like, Gold Needles. Like, let's get 5. So, all my money is spent at this point. But I feel more prepared for that, cave. Yeah, I really... Like, this town theme is just... It creates such a fucking mood that just... A lot of games just don't do. Like, Legend of Zelda, as much as I enjoy that game, it has probably 2 good songs in it for the Nintendo version. I think overall, the Legend of Zelda only has 8 minutes of music in it for the original release. 8 minutes of music total across all the dungeons, the overworld, and everything. You think about how long you play that game. Hell, most people I know, it's a 15 to 20 hour game because you're exploring and trying to figure it out. Like, unless you're using a guide to beeline through everything. So you have 8 minutes of music total for that entire experience. That is exhausting. And it also doesn't vary it up enough. And not to mention, like, one of the songs is, like, purely just used for the intro and never used again, which is a fantastic song. However, it's very brief with the music. So it's nice having this lush music. And I realize it's the range version, it's cleaned up, and it sounds way more pretty than it did. But even the beeps and boops, man, I have loved those for years. So having access to those on a video game, and not to mention starting with Final Fantasy IV, which is when Uematsu really starts really digging into, like, themes and leitmotifs and stuff like that. Like, it's so good. Yeah, wouldn't be Final Fantasy without it. And that's probably why I've never clicked with Dragon Quest, to be honest. Sure, those games are fantastic, but I've just never clicked with them. I feel like an adventurer with this music, you know? Golbez! Yeah, I forget when the Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 comes out, Davey. I don't remember if it's end of August or start of August. I remember there being a good gap between the two. I'm actually curious about when that's supposed to come out. Actually, whatever. I'll look it up after the stream. But yeah, I do look forward to that, and I will definitely be streaming Final Fantasy IV when that does release to Steam. Hopefully you'll be back then. And then we can hang out and we talk about how awesome everything is once again. Kind of like we just did. Except more of it. You get to see Yang's wife giving you a frying pan to beat him over the head with. August 19th. Fuck. August 19th is... Oh, damn it. I have work nonsense going on then, so I might not be able to stream that Wednesday. That might get pushed to the following Saturday. Thank you for looking that up, Davey. Oh, wow, they're spacing them out? I thought they were going to just do a dump like they just did for 1, 2, and 3. So 19th, September 9th, September 30th. Okay, that's good. So... I don't know, maybe I will kind of stream each of them when they come out then. Not like a full from start to finish, but maybe I will explore them a bit. See, this is kind of cheating. Because normally you don't have this map and you actually just kind of explore the space, but... Whatever. Quality of life, right? These days we're used to that stuff. Or we expect it, I should say. Whatever. We'll figure it out when we get there, but... I'm sure if I look on Steam, it'll probably give me, like, an expected release date as well, so... I'll figure that out, later. But yeah, if it's August 19th, I have work nonsense that period, or during that time, so that's gonna be lame. Because I'd much rather hang out with y'all and play a bunch of Final Fantasy games than go to work and earn money, and blah, blah, blah. Capitalist machine needs to continue onward. Fuck. Damn it, Khaleesi, why did you have to get paralyzed? Didn't know that these enemies started doing paralyze. Oh shit, it's 10:18, huh? Alright, so tell you what, for the stream, because as much as I would like to go all night, I do have to be up at a reasonable time tomorrow. So, worst case scenario, I will cut off at 11, so we got another 40 minutes. I would like to get through this cave to the other side, or get the crown. I forget what my exact objective is. But next significant story checkpoint. Hey, howdy, Khaleesi. Welcome back. All you missed was me ranting and raving about how Final Fantasy IV is amazing. Oh, and you're about to die, Khaleesi. No, Khaleesi, don't die on me. I need your white maginess. Alright, good. Little cure. Ooh, I think BotBot just saved you, Khaleesi. Alright, good night, Davey. Thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate it. Take care. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Yeah, I mean, when you stepped away, I was just gushing about the music of the game and the series, and how it's all wonderful, wonderful, wonderful goodness. And I did, this is different, by the way. I discovered this when you were gone, that you can break open the dungeon map and actually kind of like cruise around it and see what's going on. So, you might consider it cheap, considering back in the day we didn't have that ability. You actually just had to roam around, but it makes it a lot easier not to get lost in dungeons now, and to make sure that you covered every square inch. So that's kind of cool. So I'm not going to complain about it. It's just interesting. I could see some people being grumpy about it, but hey, if you don't like it, don't use it, right? Oh, BotBot, you're killing me. These HP gains, man. They're always like 3 or 4. I'm gonna have to have words with BotBot after this stream. Ask him why he's trying to sabotage the team. Damn it, I hate being in poison caves and stuff. And since when did werewolves cause poison? Come on, game. Bongo. Ooh, a broadsword. That sounds useful. Oh, you already have a broadsword. Damn it. Here, I thought I got something awesome to roll with. Where's this at? Sorry. Alright. Broadsword. Let us continue. Oh, stupid penis stones. I don't feel like fighting these jellies. They take way too much risk with poison. So I will continue. Sorry, I still have cat-like hair on my nose, and it's driving me insane. Because that guy right there. Yes, you. I'm talking about you. Let's go back into auto attack. We'll say the addition of auto attack is pretty cool. Because like right now, it's like I really don't need to strategize against fighting these little spider guys, but it's nice to kind of be able to just push through that. Fuck. Alright, well... Ooh, no. Wrong guy. We'll fight through this. Khaleesi, let's see, cure. Yeah, Khaleesi, you know what? I need you to cure yourself. You need to stay alive. And Khaleesi in chat, I apologize when I named this character Khaleesi. I didn't realize that I'd be talking to them all the time, so it's probably very confusing for you to constantly hear your name. But I appreciate you supporting our group, because without Khaleesi, the White Mage, we'd be in a world of hurt. So thank you for supporting us. And I saw... I'm horrible because I already forget the name. I saw you tweeted out a couple days ago about what we were talking about. Was it with the Irish or Welsh? The Siren. I already forget the name, but I took a screenshot of it because I wanted to go back and read up on her later, the myth. So I saw you tweeted something out about that. I was like, oh, reminder, I need to go in there and look this up at some point. Yes. What? I forget what it was called already. I'm so sorry. Which is why I took the screenshot, because my brain is becoming mush the older I get. I'm learning. Lean and she? Yes. These battles get tense. Like, I know, like, haha, look at the sprites in the battle. It's not that bad of a deal, but, like, waiting to see how hard these things are going to hit me, because it varies so much in this. Like, sometimes they'll hit Bongo for 1, sometimes they'll hit him for 72, so... But just, like, I get a little tense when I get a fierce battle. And the music hypes me up. See, like, right now I can kind of cheat, air quote cheat, because I can look around and see what the map is, but I actually do remember... I remember this game really well, I'm realizing. Like, I remember all this crap. And I remember I'm going to flee from these guys right now, because I don't want to deal with their poison. Ooh, Phoenix down. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. I'm gonna regret this one of these times. And, like, I know I need the XP, but I hate leveling up in dungeons with things like poison constantly just dragging on me. Shit. Alright, so these guys don't poison, but they hit really freaking hard. So let's take on some gargoyles. How's that sound? And, like, as long as they don't hit bot, I think I might be okay. I find it hilarious that the enemies flee in this. I don't remember that. Alright, so there's nothing in that one. I actually wonder if I can screen cheat. So if I'm in here... Oh, now it shows in doors, so I can see treasure chest in this one. No treasure, no treasure. 2 treasures, 1 treasure. That's kind of cheating, but okay. I remember that one right there with the 8 things or 7 things surrounding it being cursed. 6, yeah, 7. Like, I think I remember, like, an enemy or it's trapped or something like that. Ooh, preemptive strike. I love preemptives. Yeah, I'm really happy with this game. They did a really good job with this Pixel Remastered, so I am very content with this. Ooh, these things poison. Shit, I forgot about that. Come on, bot. Why are you getting poisoned, bro? Yeah, they really did a good job with this. It does remind me a bit of the Final Fantasy IV PSP that we were talking about. Like, it's enhanced enough to feel renewed, but it's not that far of a deviation from what you know and love. Alright, so nothing, 2, 1. So I'll go down, hit those 2, and go up, hit those 2. Scorpions. Oh, that don't sound too good. No siree. Oh, let's do some little magic. Let's heal Bot just a little bit. Oh, Bot, what you got? Bot, you got some Thundara? Let's do that. Come on, Bot. Drop some thunder on them scorpions. Oof. Poison on Bongo. Some good Thundaras. Took 1 down, 2 down. Cure on Bot. Thank you, Khaleesi. White Mage. Alright. Let's throw a Cura on Khaleesi, because your HP is getting a little bit lower than I'd like. Bongo, you can eat a couple hits. You look like you packed a sandwich or 4 today, so you're good. You're durable. Not gonna worry about you. Let's see. Grab an antidote. Throw it on Bongo. Alright, so no longer poisoned. It's traveling down to this one. Hey, Goya. I don't want to deal with these guys. I really don't like slimes. Because they don't like to be punched, and 2 of my people are, you know, melee characters doing the punching. So if I can't punch, it's no good. What is in that last one? I don't remember. No, it was one chest. Maybe that's the one that has the enemy when I go to open it. Ah, well, we'll find out. Maybe it's both. Who knows? Maybe this whole place is booby-trapped. Speaking of which, let me hit a quick save. Goya. No! Ooh, that's a lot of wolves that cause poison. Fuck it. YOLO, right? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. Ah, well, whatever. It went to hit auto attack, and apparently it just redoes whatever the last thing you did. So everyone just fleed. Flee, said the fly. Fly, said the flea. One of those things. Yeah, this time I'm definitely just going to flee. Well, that's cool. I like that, because if I just want to repeat, like, a system of whatever skills or attacks, I can just auto attack, and instead of it just defaulting to auto attack, it autos whatever the last thing you did was. Like this crew, I definitely want to smash them up, because I feel like Khaleesi, if you use your Daya on them, that's some good sun damage on everyone. Bot, I don't want to use Thundara. I'll hold on to that. You know what? Let's have you cure Khaleesi. Daya! Boom! Nice, that was a good round. I like that. It was a very nice round. Contains potion. Ooh, a cottage. That's some good gold right there. Alright, let's go over and get this one. God, this dungeon music is just intense. Ooh. Let's see if we can make the magic happen again. Oh, see, like right now, I could just, hey, let's do what we did last time. Let's just hit square. Oh, shit, it made Khaleesi do an attack instead of doing Daya. Shit. Ah, well. Ah, well, at this point, I might as well just keep doing some attacks. Copper Armlets. Don't I already have that on the White Mage? Yeah, I do. Damn it. No new gear. Let's drop down. Alright, let's Oh shit, there's another tier of these things. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna hit up the one that looks booby-trapped as fuck. Let's get that booby. That sounds awful. Let's get that booby trap. How about that? Phrasing, as the kids say. Not necessarily in line with what I want to communicate, so bad job on that. Wow, Punk the Monk got wrecked. Oof, these gargoyles hit so damn hard. And they barely give any XP. It's hardly even worth it. Alright, let's see. Bot, you have 2 cast of Cure. Shit, everyone's HP is getting really low. I hate to say it, but I almost want to run back to town. Yo, what is up, Igon? Welcome to the Final Fantasy stream. All Final Fantasy all the time. Today we're playing Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remastered Edition. If you could not tell by me going to radio mode, I am running hot. Or a little bit loopy and a little bit late. Yeah, it's a good game. You're on the internet. I hear you kids do that these days. Just for your awareness, this game is hot, hot, hot. No, it's a good game. Monsters! Despite the internet freaking out about... Oh, shit! I think you showed up just in time to watch me die, Igon. I appreciate that. This is gonna be bad. Alright, so... Fuck. Alright. I'm gonna be fine. Calm down, Chris. Quit being such a baby about it. Oh, God, I'm not gonna be fine. This is bad, guys. This is very bad. Well, I guess my strategy right now is to make Bongo as strong as freaking possible. That way at least one person survives this battle. Who else? Oh, I'm worried about Bot. Bot's very fragile, so... Oh, if I survive this, I'm definitely running back to town. That's a big if. Shit, Callisti. I don't think you can take another hit. Maybe I should have invised you. I thought Bot was the fragile one, though. Oh, come on. Yes, thank you. Wow, that wrecked my shit hard. Ah, good, I got the crown. Whew, that's what we came down for this dungeon, or into this dungeon for. However, I also need to get out of the dungeon in one piece, and I still have 1, 2, 3 treasure chests to check that I believe at least one is trapped. But YOLO, right? So let's go do this shit. Fuck, I'm gonna die. I definitely don't have time for your nonsense. No, not defend. Flee, you fool. Flee. That's why you got popped in the back of the head. Now you're poisoned. Oh shit, I should probably use some potions. Because if I run into another Pisco Demon fight, I do not think I will survive. Not with what I got going on. I exhausted all my magic spells so for healing, so that's not good. Where are we at? So, Igon, what is going on with you? Did you check out some of those streams we were talking about? Was there the nonsense we anticipated out in the world today? Oh, Mystic. Fucking key again. Go away, don't paw the screen. The screen didn't do anything to you. Stop poking the screen. The screen's good. I remember Scorpion's been kind of rough. You know what? If I can flee, I'm gonna flee. I want to check these last couple of treasure chests, and then get out of the dungeon because I'm getting a little bit not a lot of stream. Well, that's interesting. It's good to know that actually came to fruition because I fully anticipated no one to actively do anything. So that's interesting. And I'm guessing the league is currently not playing, like we're not in the middle of a season or anything like that. Are all of these sealed with a Mystic Key? I'm gonna be pissed if they're all Mystic Keyed and I'm wasting all this time and energy trying to steal all these treasure chests that I can't get to. I don't even remember where I get this Mystic Key from, so whatever. Run away. Oh, that's smart of them. Yeah, today is not a day to stream any Blizzard and leave your chat open. That's a bummer. So all these are Mystic Keyed. I know this one's going to be Mystic Keyed, but I still want to check just because mentally I know that's going to be the case. Stupid little booger slimes. I'm curious if you'll run into this too, Khaleesi, when you play. I keep on getting that that left, like, it's trying to make me go left on my controller, like I'm holding the stick or a button or something, but I'm absolutely not touching left anywhere. The controller, I have no issues outside of this game with phantom presses, or Joy-Con drift, or whatever you want to call it, but curious if you play, if you run into a similar issue, or if I'm just that lucky. Alright, so Marsh Cave, exits top and left. Oh, gotcha, no league, okay. Well, fuck, they have some excellent timing, I will say that, because if League was going on right now during all this nonsense, that would be a problem. Alright, how do I get back up? Oh, it's inside of that cave, that's right. Goya, dude, I know you're tired. I'm working on it. We're getting out of here, Goya. Alright, so now that we're on the second floor, I feel a little bit more comfortable doing attacks. That way we can wrap out of this dungeon, hopefully score some XP on the way out. We'll hit up the town to chill at the inn, turn in the crown to the king, and learn that he is the evil dark elf Astos, which I believe forces me into a battle. I don't recall for sure. I know eventually I fight the Dark Elf, but I don't know if that's right now or if that's at a later point of the game. Ooh, poison. Yeah, Goya's beyond ready for bed. Like, if you could see... I apologize. I usually try not to move my camera during the stream, but, like, he is right here, staring at the screen, just trying to block it because this is where I'm playing. And he's just like, nah, bro, I'm going to be right on the screen. That's right, I'm putting you out there. It's okay, they love you, Goya. But yeah, he is done with this Final Fantasy bullshit. It's like, Dad, I don't know what you're doing, I've seen this game at least 10 times in my life. It's not even that good. Can we please go to bed already? Yeah, it's like dogs when people shame their dogs. I'm putting Goya on full blast right now. He's a pure soul, I'll say that. But it's just funny that he didn't like being called out, but here he is right back at it again. Deciding, do I want to mess with this mouse pad? Or am I going to be a good cat? Let's be a good cat, Goya. Alright. Let's put you back up here. Let's wrap this up, Goya, and then we can go to bed. Or you can go to bed. Elsewhere. Alright. We're almost back out of this dungeon, Goya. And the next thing we gotta do is run back to town, okay? Can you hang out for another 7 minutes? No, he's not even sure he can do that. Yes, Callisti leveled, Punk leveled, Bot leveled. Alright, good. But I do need to pop some antidote for Punk. I won't have to come back here till later in the game when I get the Mystic Key, but I don't know if I'm going to remember to come back here. Because I don't remember what's down there, to be honest. Gas. Bongo, bongo, bongo. Paralyzed. Callisti, in with a hammer. Kathump, kathump. Let's see. Do I cut left here? Yes, or right. Left is left, right is right. Gotta remember that, Chris. Directions don't change like that. Ah, Goya. And I know I mention every stream, but I always find it so funny because everyone always got annoyed with Persona 5 because the cat keeps on yelling at you to go to bed and stop playing video games. It's time for bed. And then everyone's like, you know, why is that cat like that? Because that's what they do. Or at least that's what Goya does. Coconut doesn't give a shit. She's sleeping on her bed because she doesn't need me to go to sleep. She's like, I got this. I can do my own thing. You don't worry about it, Chris. Dad. You're not my real father. Oh, sorry. Anyways, let's hit this in up, Goya. Yes, I would like to stay for the night, get my health back, and we're going to go return this crown to the king. To build a laser. So I think on Saturday, as I'm getting ready to wrap this up, I think on Saturday, I plan on wrapping up, or at least playing Silent Hill again. Yeah, see, so your cat keeps you in check too. Abby was like, bro, we gotta catch some Z's, like. So I think I'm gonna keep it to a Spooky Saturday is what I'm gonna try and do. Spooky Saturday, at least for now, until I finish Silent Hill, and then I will never do spooky games again because I'm terrified of them. So this is the sleeping. Oh shit. That's right. I need to go west then north, and then that takes me to where the. Gotcha. Yeah, and Goya just turned into a potato right here. But yeah, so Scary Saturday, so I'll finish up Silent Hill, or at least put another big dent into it this Saturday. But then after Silent Hill, I think I'm going to focus on playing through the rest of Final Fantasy 1, as we currently are, as far as my streaming goes. And then after that is TBD. I had someone recommend to me that I should play Beautiful Joe for PS2, which is not a game I've ever played before. I know it's a beat 'em up, but so I don't know. Maybe Beautiful Joe will be in my future. We'll see. Okay, so that's a dead end, so I need to cut across here. But if not Beautiful Joe, I know I do have a few Lord of the Ring games that I was intending to play for PlayStation 2, including The Two Towers, Return of the King, where they basically follow alongside the movie with fun cutscenes and everything like that. Those games were made by EA, and they have a fantastic transition from game to cutscene, which back in the day I remember being like mind-blowing how they went right into the movie, and it's just like, oh my god, it's perfect. So I'll be curious to revisit that. And then they have another weird one that I never heard of before, that came out late into the PS2's life cycle. Like I want to say like 2008 or 2009, like 2 or 3 years after PS3, called Aragorn's Quest, which I think it's an abridged version of the movies, but I could be mistaken. It could be something entirely different, but either way, so I have that as well. So at some point this year, I would like to try those out as well. I think those would be a good time for everyone. Alright, so... You fools fell right into my trap. I am Astos, the king of the Dark Elves. Dark magic, portal. With the combined power of the crown you now hold and the crystal eye I already possess, I become the true Elf King. It is useless to resist me. I can take what's mine by sheer force. And this crazy tongue I have hanging out my mouth. He didn't say that, I added that part. Boss theme music. Alright, let's raise bots. Magic, let's throw a temper? Yeah, let's throw a temper on Bongo. Oh, it gets sweet later in the game too, so you get a spell called Haste. I don't remember if it's black or white magic, but what it does is it doubles the amount of hits that a character gets. So if you stack that with temper, you start hitting enemies for like 16 hits with like double or triple the amount of normal damage. It gets sick. Holy shit! Oh no! No, no, no! That was way too much damage, Astros. Frickin' boogly bugla baba. Shit. Alright, so I need to do some Cura like a motherfucker. Punk, you're more important than Bot. I hate to be that way, but you're actually doing damage. I'll throw this on Bongo again. Fuck! Damn it, I was hoping that I was going to kill him. Oh, shit. I have Null Shock. I don't have Null Blaze. I really wish I had Null Blaze. Alright, so if this doesn't work, I'll have to go back to town and get Null Blaze, which will prevent one fire hit from hurting me. So I can just keep chain casting that. Fuck. Death? Jesus Christ, why did we give this asshole the crown? Oh, thank God, Bongo. Oof. That shit got real. As Martin Lawrence would say, shit just got real. That's from Bad Boys. It's a movie. I probably did a horrible impersonation, but yeah, you get it. You obtain the crystal eye. And a throne. This is now my kingdom. Sorry, I'm probably going way too hot on that. Yeah, that fight was way too close for my comfort. Look at all these people falling over. That looks hilarious. So I'm going to pop Potion on Bongo so he can make the journey home. I don't want to use Phoenix Downs. I want to get to... whatchamacallit? I want to get to the church, and then I'll have them resurrect everyone there. Yeah, I honestly didn't think I was going to make that. Yeah, I don't have time for you guys. But that's kind of the fun with the way games used to be, is... it was a quick battle back before bullet sponges, if you will, became the norm. And a lot of games, specifically Final Fantasy, I know they really got into the trend of, let's make a battle last 15 to 20 minutes versus... and make it drag out, so you know where it's going. It's not like 15 engaged minutes. Like Persona 4 and 5, I think their bosses did a really good job of constantly feeling like you're one bad round away from death. But, I mean, outside of that, like when you're not doing games like that, it's nice to just have a quick fatal encounter. Dark Souls is another one that's usually good with that, where you know if you're going to make it or not really pretty freaking quick. But I like those games where it's just like every second counts. And that definitely had that experience for a moment. Ooh boy, that could have... Alright, I'm good though. We survived. Bongo is victorious. And currently he has all of his friends' corpses on a sled as he drags them back to town. Bring out your dead. Not quite dead yet. Oh, okay. We'll take you to the clergyman then. Let's see if he can wake you up. I got better. Who would I like to raise? Let's raise Callisti. Callisti, you're costing me 200 gil. Come on. Arise, fallen warrior. Punk. Arise, fallen warrior. I'm adding my own voice dialogue at this point. In a modern game, you would just hear the same thing over and over. Arise, fallen warrior. Alright, so it cost me 600 to get everyone up versus it would have cost me 1,500 if I spent Phoenix Downs, so good. I used Geico and I saved a buck or two. So let's see, let's go in here. Get some pleasant dreams in Elf Town. Now that I've slain the fake king. Gotten the crystal eye back. And I know I go to Matoya with that. But I don't remember what I get from Matoya. That escapes me. So, tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the elf kingdom right here. See if their son is still sleeping. Because now I slayed Astos. Yeah, Goya. Big stretch. Let's see if the son is still sleeping now that Astos is dead. The curse should be lifted. Princess slept under Astos' curse for 5 years now. Must be a concoction. Oh, so I wonder if... So Matoya is a witch in a cave that her crystal ball was stolen, or eye was stolen by Astos. So now that I've slain Astos, I have reclaimed... So I wonder if I go back and give her the eye. If you've played Destiny, I'm sure you've heard that more than once. Bring me the eyes. So hopefully I can return that. I get a concoction and then we can all go home. Go to the Winchester and have a pint. Until it all blows over. It's not loaded. Alright, but dog still can't look up. Sorry, it's getting loopy. Yeah, that movie is excellent. Shaun of the Dead was not something I originally fell in love with, but then I think the second time I watched it, it was like, okay, I get what you're going for now. This is a good time. So I really hadn't seen a lot of like horror comedies at that point. Like I know there's, you know, the Evil Dead series, but it's not quite the same thing. That's like a, God, I don't even know how to classify that, but it's definitely a different vibe versus Shaun of the Dead is just straight up horror. Yes, I've been to Scotland. I did not touch foot in England at all. It was pure Scotland. So it was, what is it? We landed... God, it's killing me right now. So the first place we went was Edinburgh. And then we went to Glasgow. And then we traveled up through the Highlands. So we ended up hitting Inverness. And then we went to Orkney. And then we spent a couple days in Orkney. Then we came back down the same way that we took, just for, you know, we had to beeline to the airport more or less. So then we ended up cutting through Inverness. I feel like I'm missing somewhere. Like we stayed somewhere aside from Inverness on the way up. But either way, so Inverness, and then we ended up going back to Edinburgh, and then we flew out from there. Oh, Scotland was beautiful. Inverness was really nice. But I'm not gonna lie, I much preferred Orkney and the remoteness of being on Orkney, and it just being like, I think there was only, and I could be wrong, but I think there's only like what, 2,000 or 3,000 people on the entire island of Orkney. So that was just wonderful. People were super nice there. See, I thought there was an easier way to get back. Oh, never mind. I know the path I need to take. But yeah, so the people were awesome. The food was excellent. The views were beautiful. The open world was nice. The history on Orkney is fantastic, because there's like, we went to it's gonna kill me. The thing that's like Stonehenge, but they have one of those. Oh, I'm gonna be awful for this. The something stones, but they have those there, so that was cool. And then they have a village there called Skarabrae, and it's currently the oldest civilization architecture that we have. Like it predates the Egyptian pyramids and stuff like that. Like it's from, I want to say 5000 BC. So it is the oldest known archaeological site. And it's basically like a village that got submerged on the coast of Orkney Isle. I'm not sure if it's Isle or whatever, but on the coast of Orkney, and it got just brushed over with sand and dirt and all this stuff. So what ended up happening is just it got preserved like that until, I think like in the 1850s or something like that, that the landowner, just like after a big storm blew through, went out to check on his land, and then, oh, by the way, here are some archaeological huts that are underneath your land. So then it became like, you know, a dig site or whatever for a while. Oh, what's this? My crystal eye? Give it here! Don't worry, I have something to give you in exchange. Take this potion. It's the most amazing potion in my entire collection. You obtained the Jolt Tonic. Now wait with you. I've got my brooms to tend to. Ah, I can see again. You're still here? I don't need you anymore, so be on your way. You're not as attractive as I thought you'd be. Well, fuck you too, lady. Ay. But your music here is awesome, so thank you, Matoya. And I already robbed you blind. Get it? It's a punk she couldn't see. Anyways. I'm loopy. I need to be wrapping up. But I got the Jolt Tonic, and I'm sorry, I want to go back and turn this in, wake up the prince, and then I will call the stream. Yeah, Scotland was amazing. I would love to go back again. And I would like to see some of the rest of the UK, so. And get some more urn brew, if you will. Some of the locale, if you will. I will say the UK does know how to do their breakfast right, though. That fry-up or whatever. Like a traditional fry-up is what, you know, they kept on putting on the menu where, you know, you got your meat, your beans, your frickin' eggs or whatever. Like, it was a good little meal to start off the day. I don't care for the blood pudding or whatever the hell that black stuff was, though. Like, I tried it, and it's just kind of not my thing. Usually I'm fine with eating things that are a little bit different or whatever, but texture ends up being big for me, and that texture I could not get past. But that's the same thing like in America or, you know, whatever, in Tex-Mex Americana food or whatever. I can't do refried beans because it's just, the texture is just not my thing. Tomatoes are another thing that I can't do because the texture is just mush. Like, it's firm but not, and it's just ugh. So yeah, I don't remember with the little, I want to say they're blood pudding, but I'm sure is that the right name for it? Whatever the little black toasty thing that, whatever. Oh, the prince is in here. Yeah, see, I'm getting tired. Black pudding, thank you. Yes, thank you. I'm not crazy. There's at least one other person in the world that does not like refried beans. I always get hell for that. I'm like, oh, let me have your beans then. Okay, take them. Fuck if I care. I usually just double up on the rice at that point, to be honest. This Jolt tonic. Maybe just what we need to break the curse and awaken the prince. I will try it at once. I don't know if that's the voice I gave the healer before, but that's where my mind's at. Tomatoes. Boil them, mash them, throw them in a trash can. Yes. Tomatoes. Your Highness. Your Highness. I was having a terrible nightmare. Am I still dreaming? Like, is any of this real? Or what? And then you cue the Utada. Sorry. That's another game. You're the legendary warriors. Something tells me I'm not dreaming. I shall heed the legend as it was told to me and my forefathers. The time for me to pass on the mystic key to its rightful owners come at last. You obtain the mystic key. Oh, I have some bad news for you, Prince. You've been in a coma for 5 years, so you're officially now a man. So we're gonna need you to kind of stop being such a little baby. Like, you literally look like you're in a crib right now. I'm awake and strong again, all because of you. Thank you, Warriors of Light. Then why are you laying in bed still? I mean, you're probably atrophied at this point. It's gonna be a big, long recovery, man. I'm sorry to tell you that. And, like, you know, you're sorry to say your bird, we let him go because we didn't know you were ever gonna come back. So, you know, good old Gully, he's taken off at this point. Sorry. Alright, so now I have the Mystic Key. So, there are like 5 places I need to go with that Mystic Key now. Let me get to my boat. And god damn it, this game is always just one more thing. But let me get to my boat, and then I'll actually call the stream, even though I said I'll cut off at 11 o'clock because I'm silly, and I think I'm going to listen to myself. So let me get to my boat. Let me do a quick save. Let me do a save, because I'm paranoid and I like to, you know, be extra super cautious. Alright, so let's see. So let me go to config. Can quit game. Yes, quit. Oh, not what I actually meant to go to the menu, but apparently I got a couple trophies already. So hold on, let me fire this back up real fast. Just because I want to chill with the wonderful, wonderful music. The prelude is so damn good. Alright, so let's see. So, thank you everyone for joining me on the stream. I appreciate you hanging out. Khaleesi, you were invaluable to the party. You have definitely helped us through some dark times. You and the other Warriors of Light have been tearing through the world of... I don't know what the world is called here, so we'll call it non-Earth. So, you've been helping us tear through the world of non-Earth to restore some balance. We have a long way to go, and I will continue to stream at another time. For anyone that joined, that was not, necessarily in chat, just a FYI, we do stream on Wednesdays starting at 7:30 Eastern, as well as Saturdays at also 7:30 Eastern. End times vary. Usually I go till at least 10 o'clock. Today, for example, went to 11 o'clock, so an extra hour in there. I feel like I did that last time, too, when I was playing Silent Hill. So don't be surprised if that is not just a very soft idea that I quit at 10 o'clock. So usually 2.5, 3.5, maybe 4 hours of streaming, starting at 7:30 on Wednesdays and Fridays. I will not be doing Final Fantasy on Saturday. I will be going back to Silent Hill 2, because I do want to continue that story before, one, I forget how to play because the controls. So I definitely want to keep that up also while I'm fresh in my memory of how horrible that game is, how terrifying it is to go through those freaking apartments. I just want to get it over and done with. So we'll aim for that on Saturday. So hopefully you'll join me. Join us, hang out in the chat. It's a good time. I appreciate everyone that coming around. Maury, Alice Pooper, Khaleesi, earlier in the day we had Bot in here, Davey Go Boom, Igon. If you're still hanging out, everyone, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. It definitely makes my day to be able to hang out with everyone and kind of BS and play video games. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for joining me with, exploring Final Fantasy, game of yesteryear, and seeing it in its modern incarnation. And hopefully everyone has a good night. So thank you.